Good morning. Happy Monday. We got work to do. Let's do it. So we're going to do what we do every Monday morning around 11 a.m.-ish Eastern time is I'm going to take all these clothing items that are sitting on the floor right here. We're going to pack and ship them all, and we're going to put them all in this bin. How about we do that? So we got 30 some odd, maybe 40 orders going out the door from the weekend, which is great. So a really good last 48 hours. The last time I shipped was Saturday around noontime. So 48 hours worth of sales. eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Amazon, and chris@peak.com. We got sales on all the platforms. So welcome in, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. And boy, I hope you had a warmer weekend than we did. I know that it was cold in a lot of places, but man, I think our low this morning was 12, but they were saying the wind chill was going to be below zero just because yesterday was like crazy windy, like really, really windy, cold. I mean, it was beautiful and sunny, but gosh, it was all kinds of cold. Pulling orders. I pulled most of the orders last night because I didn't want to mess around. I knew it was just going to be so cold this morning, but pulled most of the orders last night. Still got some orders that came in overnight, so I just got back in from pulling orders out of the garage. Freezing freaking cold out there. Anyway, hope you're having a good start to the week. We're going to go over everything that sold over the last 48 hours. I'm going to pack and ship all those orders. We do this every Monday at 11 a.m.-ish Eastern time, and we're almost on time today. A lot of orders going out. Really grateful for a great weekend. I hope you had a good weekend of sales. I'd love to hear what you have going out the door this morning from the weekend, what's selling, what you're finding, what's happening. We are 2 days away from the USPS Ground Advantage Christmas delivery deadline. So you got to ship by the 17th is what the USPS is saying in order to get it there by on Christmas. And what that typically means is my business usually falls off after the 17th or the 18th. It's usually about 9 or 10 slow days after that. So got a couple of hopefully very busy days, and then things really usually fall off the cliff. So if things fall off the cliff for you, I hope they don't on after the 17th or after the 18th. If they fall off the cliff, I hope they don't, but don't be alarmed. That happens to me seemingly every year. So you kind of chop off like a great December, which I'm having a really good December. It usually gets chopped off at the 17th or 18th. So don't be alarmed. It's part of the game. Who do we got in here? We got Sophia. Can you start with Mercari? I had sales on all platforms. Yes, I can start at Mercari, Sophia. That's great. And let me know what I should ship after Mercari, because I think I have one sale on Mercari. So we'll knock that one out, and then we'll jump into the other platforms. I got sales on all the platforms too. So hope you're well, Sophia. If you haven't said hello down below in the chat, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear how sales are going for you. So our one Mercari order. Let's see if I can find that. Welcome in, everybody. And let me know in the chat, what am I shipping after that? Am I shipping eBay? Am I shipping Poshmark? Am I shipping chris@peak.com or Amazon after we do this one Mercari order for Tina? This is actually a really fast order. I think this sold in less than 24 hours. Let me just check here. Yeah, it sold in 24 hours. A pair of Judy blue jeans, which are somewhere. So brand new tag, Judy blue jeans. These are the, what are these? Wide crop. So wide leg crop, women's size 13 by 31. I found these at a thrift store for $5 and brand new with tags. A nice little find there. I listed them for, I think, $28.99, and they sold. This was a nifty best offer. So if somebody liked these jeans on Mercari, 10 minutes later, Nifty sent them a 10% off offer, and they accepted the offer. Tina accepted that offer, so we're going to get this shipped out to her. That means I got to go to UPS today. I wish Mercari, I wish the USPS shipping for Mercari over £1 was cheaper than what it is. If you haven't said hello down below in the chat, I'd love to hear from you. Who do we got in the house this morning? Jack. We can always count on Jack. Good to have you here, Jack. You're here a little earlier. Usually you show up halfway through, I feel like, is your kind of MO, but I'm glad that you're here. Shipping out the goods. I like it. Sophia says Poshmark after that. We can do that. Sophia's bossing me around this morning. I like it. Just finished watching Jason's live and perfect timing to hit yours. Nice. How did Jason do for the weekend? I haven't talked to Jason yet today. Hope he had a good weekend of sales. Did he put on a good show this morning? Chris, my husband, has been trying for days to get Nifty to no avail. Tell me a little bit more about what you mean. Trying to get on Nifty to no avail. You'd have to tell me a little bit more about what's going on. Sorry you're experiencing issues with that, but maybe give me some. What does that mean? You can't get on to Nifty. Give me some context here. I was up early, surely. I like it. Tactical finds over on Instagram. Sales are good. Feeling the burn. out, but still pushing through. Media has been doing really good for me this season. Don't sleep on Blu-rays. Nice, man. Nice. That's really not my jam, is the electronics these days, but I'm glad that you're pushing some Blu-rays out there. I love it, man. I'd imagine electronics are going really well this time of year. People looking for that kind of stuff as it gets cold out and people spend more time inside. So this is going to Tina. Did I make a thank you card for Tina? I don't think I did. Nope. So Tina is in Twinsburg, Ohio. Do we have Ohio in the house today? So I think we have close to 40 orders, just eyeballing like how many items I have here on the floor. Our usual routine, take a whole bunch of items from the floor and put them into this bin. So we're working on our first one. We're going to do Mercari first, then we're going to do Poshmark because Sophia said so. So one Mercari order, we'll take it. I think these sold for $26.10. Is that the right number on that nifty best offer? $26.01. I apologize. Greetings from Illinois. What's up, Doug? Illinois in the house. Lori says H. He had good sales and good info as usual. He's a good guy. You know, Jason Hayes taught me 96.5% of what I know about reselling. If you haven't hit that like button, that helps me out too. It just lets people know that you're having a good time, brings more people into the conversation. So if you haven't, tap that like button. I would appreciate that. And if you haven't subscribed or followed, we'd love to have you on board for that too. I should let you know too. So over the weekend, we have a good amount of coffee orders going out today too. I ran a sale over the weekend, 15% off everything on my coffee, on my coffee website, all coffee and merch, 15% off. And that offer ended last night at midnight. However, I usually add some extra time for folks who are here in the live. So don't tell anybody. We're still doing 15% off everything on the website until tomorrow night at midnight. So if you're here in the live, you're going to know about it, but nobody else is going to know about that deal. So, and if you're watching the recording, as long as it's before Tuesday night at midnight, you'll be able to jump in on that 15% off deal. Here is what you got to do. You got to go to this website right here. I just dropped down below in the chat, and you got to enter this code at checkout, winter15. You type that in, you'll get 15% off your full order. All of our coffee is available for 15% off. You can get some merch too. Like our Thrifting is My Cardio haul bag, a great gift for somebody who's a thrifter or a reseller. You can fit like 30 something clothing items in that big old bag. And, or if you got to bring your packages to the post office, it's a nice little handy thing, and you'll get some smiles on that one too. If you're watching on Instagram, I'm going to drop that code for you for 15% off my website. And if you want to go to the website, you can just go to chris@peak.com, or you can just click on my profile and go right to my website from there. And if you get an order in during the live, we'll ship it out during the live, which is my favorite thing to freaking do. Is this the real Chris? What is up? Stuart, the Man Clan is in the house. eBay has been doing good. I've been sorting and listing as I go. I like it. He's not very knowledgeable on computer or electronic devices. He tried following your video. Is there a way he can contact you? Sure. Yeah, you can. What are you on? YouTube? Just go to, I'll tell you two things, Lori. Yes, he can contact me, but when it comes to troubleshooting Nifty, the best thing for him to do is reach out to the Nifty people, because they can look at his account and they can see, here's what's going on. I can't, I don't have access to his account. I can't look at the back end, and I'm not really good at troubleshooting. That's kind of not my thing, but that would be the first thing I would do. Is if you're having trouble with Nifty, reach out to Nifty. Their customer service is great. Whenever I have a little issue, I reach out to them and they guide me through it, and they respond really quickly. So that's the first thing I would do. If that doesn't work, you can go to chris@peak.com. I have my email address there, and you can email me there. But I would reach out to them first. I am not the best troubleshooter. I'll be perfectly honest about that. What did I miss here? Good morning from California. What's up? 77 Treasures back in the house. Coming back for more. What did I miss? eBay for life. What's up? Happy Monday. And again, 15% off all coffee and everything on all coffee and merch. Everything on the website is available through tomorrow night, midnight. And if you get those orders in, everything should arrive before on time for Christmas too. So if you're buying gifts, coffee is a great gift, I think. And of course, these Thrifting is My Cardio haul bags are great gifts, and you get them at 15% off. Why not? Winter 15 is that code you just enter at checkout. Morning in the line at the post office with my Chris at Peak bag. There you go. And you can get one today for 15% off. Chemo loves the bag, and if Chemo likes it, you know it's going to be good. We'll be switching Nifty soon. Any advice on importing 3,000 listings and making a smooth transition? Sure. The beautiful thing about Nifty is as soon as you connect each of your platforms, I don't know what platforms you sell on, but let's just say you're like me and you sell on eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari, and you got 3,000 listings. The good thing about switching to Nifty is once you connect each of those three platforms, Nifty is going to use AI to go through, import all those items into Nifty, and then it's going to automatically match them for you. And you'll just have to go through and approve those matches. So therefore, when something sells, it can automatically take it down from the other one. So it uses AI to review the photos and your item titles, and it will find all those matches, which is really great. The other platforms don't do that, which makes switching to Nifty really, really easy. So hopefully that helps. If you have more specific questions, I'm happy to answer those too. Good morning, Vineyard Siren. And by the way, if you do want to check out Nifty and you want to try it, I'm going to drop a link. That's going to give you 15% off your first month, but more importantly, it gives you a free trial. For 7 days, you can try out Nifty, no strings attached. If you like it, you'll get the 15% off. But what you'll probably see is a pretty good little bump in sales from jumping onto Nifty, from the automation tools, from the cross-listing, and you're going to be happy about that, and you'll probably sign up and get 15% off that first month. But don't take my word for it. Try it for free. I've been using Nifty for 19 months now, and it is a total game changer for my business. If you have questions about Nifty, let me know. If you want me to show you something, let me know. Vineyard, got my coffee yesterday. Can't wait to try it. I appreciate your business. It means a lot to me. Good day, Francis. Welcome in. Always good to have you. All right, we're going to jump into some Poshmark sales. Francis is here. I got to remember to put my UPS separate from my USPS. I've made that mistake enough times in the past. All right, Poshmark. Really good sale right here. Let's kick it off with a big one. This actually came in this morning. This was actually off of a Nifty best offer too. So I had this vest listed for, what do they have it listed for? I had it listed for $75. Yeah, I had it listed for $75, and Nifty's.
Did you already have some stuff that needs to go?
I'm good. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
She's like impending danger back there. See that jump? She did that to me like last night, like 3 different times. She comes in, and one of the things you got to know about Kim is when she tries to be like quiet and whisper, like all our spouses or partners or family members have their little weird things that I love. We love them, right? But when she tries to be quiet, she's loud. So when she whispers, it's like a loud whisper. Does anybody know anybody who does that? Like, I swear when she whispers, it's louder than her normal speech. She's not really a loud person. She's a quiet person. But when she whispers, she's loud. And she does this little thing like, psst, like we'll be in a store and she'll go, psst, and like 17 people will turn around because it's so freaking loud. That's what she just did to me and made me jump. Does anybody know anyone who's like that? A quiet person, but when they whisper, they're louder somehow. I swear that little psst that she does, it'll make like several people just like turn around. It's such a, I don't know why she does it, but I love her. Good morning, Brenda. What's up? Tej is in the house. Tej says hi, Kim. I don't know where she is. She's gone now. She just disappears. She shows up. She's gone. What's up, bud? I didn't list on eBay this weekend at all. Guess the results. It happens. I'm looking at your coffee now. Our favorite is the medium roast. And thanks for checking it out, Shannon. Ours is the medium roast. So this is the Hooper's Creek medium roast. It's a total crowd pleaser. If you haven't tried our coffee before, start with this one. It's just going to be super, super balanced. A hint of sweetness, like a sweet milk chocolate, just a hint. Little hint of spice on it too, but just very, very well balanced. Nobody will ever not like that coffee. If you like something that's a little bit more bold, our Black Mountain Dark Roast is bold, but it's not going to be like one note. Like a lot of dark roasts are just like one note. It's just like roasty. It's like bitter and it's dark. Ours is not like that. It's got a nice little hint of dark chocolate, but it's also got a nice like creaminess to it. So really kind of like, it's an interesting, it's a much more interesting dark roast. And if you like a light roast, by the way, we launched the light roast, the winter light roast on Friday. We got our first roast of it on Thursday, launched it Friday after Kim and I tried it Friday morning. It's delicious. It's going to have tasting notes of toffee, like toffee with a T, graham cracker, and a little bit of chocolate. So a nice little bit of brightness to it, but not as bright as some other light roasts. But toffee, graham cracker, and chocolate. Talk about winter right there. Hope that helps. But our favorite is that medium roast. Don't pick on your daughter-in-law. It's true though. Mom, you know this. It's true. She's quiet, but then when she tries to be quiet, it's loud. It's just so funny. I sell 15 to 20 every weekend. I didn't list, sold 5. That's interesting. Do you have any automation tools or something like that? Usually if I don't list every day, by the way. So I just have my automation tools like constantly sharing and delisting and relisting. So I don't usually see those peaks and valleys when I don't list. Got the 3-pack for my daughter and SIL, son-in-law. Got it. That's awesome. I'll get you shipped out right now. Good afternoon, the bargain effect. Ordered coffee and bags right on 707. All right. You know the drill. If somebody orders coffee or anything from our website, I stop what I'm doing. I'll keep flapping my gums, but I stop what we're doing and I'll get those orders shipped out. So thank you so much for your orders. Let's jump in and get them. So first up, we got an order for Tej. Whole bean taster pack. Gotcha, Tej. 1, 2, 3. Whole bean, one of each. So we got the peak taster pack going out to Tej. Look at that. Nice little gift right there. And Tej, you wanted them all whole bean, is that right? Oh, I swear I can hold these up. Boom, there we go. Thank you so much, Tej. That's awesome. We'll get the ship right out to you. All our coffee is available in whole bean or already ground. So if you like grinding it at home, get the whole bean. If you like it already ground, you can do that too. If you have any questions about coffee, I am here for it. If you want me to geek out and talk about coffee, I'm here for that too. All this coffee was roasted on Thursday, so it doesn't get any fresher than this. I use Nifty. Nice. That's interesting that even with, do you have all your automation tools turned on? I don't see like those big ups and downs because I didn't list. Well, I did list over the weekend, but there was days last week where I didn't list and I didn't see a downturn. I had a really strong week. Like, do you have all your delist, relist turned on? Do you have like your sharing bots turned on, all that stuff? Just it proves eBay wants work out of you. Gotcha. I just have a different experience with that. Now, if I didn't list for like a couple of weeks, I'd probably see like a pretty good slowdown, but not if I didn't list for like a couple of days. So who am I making the thank you, or what do you want me to write on the thank you card, Tej? Because is this going to your house or is it going somewhere else? You can let me know and I'll write it on there. The Nebraska Hanger, welcome in. Good to have you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Tej, you can literally let me know exactly what you want me to write on that note, and I will do it. It's that easy. In the meantime, I'll get your shipping label printed out, and you'll get a shipping confirmation with tracking in your inbox in just a moment here. I had 20 really great weekend of sales. Over 20. That's awesome. I'm so glad to hear that, Danny. Let's go. Let's go. Yes, I have everything turned on. That's interesting. Do you always see kind of like ups and downs like that when you don't list for a couple days? All right, Tej, you got a shipping confirmation in your inbox. Tracking number is there. Joel and Kristen, Merry Christmas. Cool. From Tina Jean, right? Do you want me to write from Tina Jean? And same thing for you. What did we get an order from? I see your order, Tracy, and I see your order, Shannon. Thank you so much. If you want me to write like on this thank you card, if it's a gift, just let me know exactly what to write and I'll write that on your order. It's that easy, y'all. Where can I see about your coffee? Right here. And just so I'm running a 15% off deal. I ran it for the weekend. It supposedly ended last night at midnight, but I've extended it for the folks who are in this live right here. So you can get 15% off just by using this discount code winter15. And that's right there in the chat too. As soon as I start, here's that. If you're on Instagram, you'll have to tap on my website. Just tap on my name and you'll find my coffee website from there. But the winter15 is that discount code. Enter that at checkout for 15% off. 32 sales, Saturday, Sunday, good numbers. I freaking love that. As soon as I start getting sales 90. As soon as I list, I start getting sales 90%. That's interesting. That's interesting. I don't have the peaks and valleys like you do there. What's up, Mary? How are you? I'm morning to you. I registered on Nifty using your code, but eBay is asking me for a shipping, return, and payment policy. How can I create that policy? I would say the best thing to do. I don't remember exactly how I did it. I'll hit you with the 15% off, Tej. I'll just do like a little refundy thing. I think I can do that for 15% off. So I got you. So best thing to do is go into YouTube and literally just type, how do I create the policies? And you're going to have a video will pop up that will walk you through it. That's exactly what I did. So I'd rather than me trying to like remember for what I did from 18 months ago, just watch one of those YouTube videos, which is exactly what I watched, which walked me through the process. From mom. Gotcha. Okay. I got you. Let me scroll back up and find your first thing. We're doing so many different things. I like this. There's a lot going on. Let's see. Sorry. Chat is live right now. Joel and Kristen, Merry Christmas. From mom. All right, I got you, Tej. Handwritten thank you note. Gotta shake it like that. Don't want it to smudge. Thank you, Tej. It was very nice of you. A nice little gift. Faster than Bezos, right? Faster than Bezos. Thank you so much, Tej. I really appreciate that. All right, what do we got? eBay selling preferences. Did look at the left side or options. Yeah. eBay wants money, not activity. I firmly believe all the algorithm plays other than delist. Shout out Nifty are myths. Got it. Yep. There is a lot of like black cauldron witch magic when it comes to the algorithm. I think people are. We'll just leave it at that. 490 sold, 250 listed. Nice. How many items do you average listing each day? I don't list every day, but I typically list 70 or 80 items a week. You don't have a massive store, but a pretty decent SDR. I think you're seeing an increase because you're listing new good items, so there's more sales. There you go. Good stuff. Helping each other out. I like that. How can I create that policy? Cool. Tracy. It's a gift for myself. Cool. I got you, Tracy. All right, you're next up on my screen here. We got, for Tracy, a two, and you did get the 15% off, so that's good. I'm going to have to go out and grab another. Do I have another bag in here? I'm going to go out into inventory. You got 2 bags. I'm going to go grab that for you right now. Give me 2 seconds. I'll grab some more. Thrifting is my cardio bags. Talk amongst yourselves in the meantime. I'm going to go fetch a few more of these. Be right back. Holy Toledo, it's still cold out there. It says it's like 30 degrees now, but it doesn't feel like 30 degrees. These bags are freezing cold. So it was 12 degrees low, which for some of you who are in the north, you're like, 12 degrees, we get that all the time. We don't get 12 degrees all the time. And it was really windy, so the wind chill they were saying was going to be below 0, which is kind of crazy for this area. We don't get that cold too often. Today is payday for a lot of people. Should be a good sales day. Already at 150 bucks. Nice. Is Monday a common payday? I don't think I've ever in my my career did I have a Monday payday. Is that common? I mean, I don't not believe you. I'm just, in my experience, I've never had a Monday payday. Let's say awful things about him while he's gone. Oh my gosh, I can hear you. FYI, I got those lights for pics, and what a difference. That's awesome, Sherry. That is awesome. I think they're on a deal still right now too. Let's just check that out. I think the lights are still on sale. Let me confirm before I go all crazy here. Yeah, they're on they're on Amazon, a limited time deal, 21% off. So I'm going to drop the link right here if anybody's looking for some photo lights. The exact photo lights that I use and that now Sherry uses are on sale for 21% off on Amazon. And just so you can see what lights I'm talking about those two lights right there. That's my whole photo setup right there. So that's awesome. I'm glad that those are making a difference for you. That's one of those things I wish I invested in sooner than I did. I've had those lights now since 2020. I've had them for over 5 years. I've only changed one of the bulbs once. Go figure. One bulb has lasted over 5 years. Tens of thousands of photos on that thing. Many companies do the 1st and the 15th. Gotcha. I guess that makes sense. The 15th and the 1st is a state and federal. Got it. Okay, I'm with you now. I was just thinking, I didn't think past Monday, but yeah, that makes sense with the 15th. I wasn't looking at the date. Military gets paid 1st and 15th. Gotcha. Yep. Have you figured out a way to make them stay up? Yeah, I just changed the base. So I just adjusted the base so they're a little bit wider. Oh, okay. You're asking specifically for yours. So yeah, just adjust the base out so it's a little bit wider, and it'll be like stronger stance. I bought a $200 box and hate it. Oh gosh, what did I miss here? They weren't then were. Got it. Okay, yep, I'm with you. They weren't on sale. Now they are. Everyone's on me up at the 15th. Okay. That's interesting, but I never think about that, like the 1st and the 15th and how that impacts sales. I have to look at my numbers to see, do I ever have like big sales on the 1st and the 15th? Just going to look back. So December 1st, I had 6 total sales, which is really not a good day. So that doesn't add up. The 15th of November, I had 12 sales, which is just a hair above average. On the 1st, I had 10, which is average, slightly below average. The 15th of October, I had 10, which is average, just a hair below average. And the 1st, I had 7, which is below average. So I'm not really seeing, yeah, the 1st, 13, 7, 5. Yeah, I don't really seeing like a trend of like big sales. Like the 15th, 5, 7, 10, 12, 6. I've already got 6 today, 15th. So I don't know. Maybe other people see that. Do you see bigger sales on the 1st and the 15th because of all the paychecks? I don't see that trend at all in my sales data. Like not even a little bit. Okay, back to this order. We're all over the place. I'm all over the place, but it's your fault. This is going out to Tracy. So Tracy, we got 2 of your thrifting is my cardio bags headed out the door for you, and a Hooper's Creek medium roast. So that's going to go out. Your order will go out tomorrow, actually, Tracy, because I just sold the last bag of the whole bean, but they're actually roasting more coffee for me as we speak. So you're literally going to get coffee depending on when it's done. It might be done this afternoon or it might be done tomorrow morning. They're roasting today. So I'll ship it out tomorrow is probably most likely. There's a chance I'll get it out later today. It just depends on like how soon that they'll have the roast done. If the roast isn't done till like 4:30, there's no way I'll be able to get back and get it shipped out in time. But either way, it'll get out tomorrow and you'll have coffee that's literally roasted today. So that's pretty rad. I'm going to put your bags aside for right now and we'll get those out ASAP for you, Tracy. Thank you so much for your order. It means a lot to me. And now we got an order for Shannon. I know it's fun to ship it out on the live. I just ran out of that one bag. that one SKU you can see is empty, but we're getting it roasted today for you. We got Hooper's Creek medium roast ground, and we got the peak season light roast ground going out to Shannon. Thank you, Shannon. Shannon's in Bedford, New Hampshire. Shannon, have we talked about this? I grew up in Londonderry, New Hampshire, and lived in Manchester, Lebanon, Nashua. So we got 2 bags going out. Peak season light roast, Hooper's Creek medium roast, and this is the very first roast. We got it on Thursday of our winter light roast. If you haven't tried it yet, which nobody's tried it yet, actually, except for us, it's got to have tasting notes of toffee, like toffee with a T, graham cracker, and chocolate. A little bit of brightness to it. It's from Papua New Guinea. And that's our winter seasonal light roast. We had the last coffee we had from Papua New Guinea was delicious too. It's a single origin, fair trade, and it's certified organic as well. So this is the best of the best coffee right here. And it was roasted Thursday, so. Some of you are going to put orders in for coffee right now, and that coffee is literally being roasted today as we speak. So it doesn't really get any fresher than that. If you know a way to get it fresher, let me know. I want to know. So Shannon, anything you want me to put on the thank you card, Shannon? Like, is it a gift for somebody, or do you just want me to just do my normal thank you card? If it's a gift, just let me know, and I will put that right. You can just literally tell me like word for word what you want me to put on the thank you card. Yes, we have. I just moved here from Cleveland, Ohio, and it's a brisk 20 right now. We're 30, but 30, like 20 for y'all is pretty normal this time of year. 30 is like, I don't know, it's a little below average for us. It's cold. Like, we're not built for this. We're in the South, you know what I mean? It's definitely a lot colder up in your neck of the woods. But you can let me know, Shannon, just if it's a gift, just literally put in the chat exactly what you want me to write, and I'll do it. No, it's fine. Thank you. Okay, cool. You got it, Shannon. I'll just do my normal thank you card. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having an awesome start to your week. 2 more days until the deadline for the USPS like Christmas delivery date for USPS Ground Advantage. 2 more days. That's the 17th this year. Isn't that crazy? So thank you, Shannon. Appreciate you. Hope you'll love the coffee. I think you will. Shannon, you're going to get a shipping confirmation in your email in just a moment here, and that'll have your tracking information. Welcome in, welcome in. What's your eBay account? Chris at Peak. How are you? Jay and Queena, welcome in. All right, Shannon, get rates. Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Monday. It is freezing. It looks beautiful. It's like a beautiful winter day. Like the sky is as clear blue as it can be. There's not a cloud out there, but it is freezing. Boring sales weekend at Global and Vintage Outfitters. Dickies jeans, vintage Phoenix Suns t-shirt. That's cool. Vintage LA Dodger hat, vintage Levi Dacron slacks, vintage 501s. That is like such a Nick Smith weekend right there. Like spot on, Nick. Hope you're doing well, brother. Shannon, you got a shipping confirmation in your inbox with tracking. And this is going out today, USPS. And it says it should be there. Says it will be there. It doesn't say. The 20th. It says it will be there the 20th. What is that? Is that Saturday? It's estimating that it will be there on Saturday. That's not a promise, but that's what it's saying. Good morning. What's freezing? It's 30 here in Wyoming. Yeah, it's like 30. I think when I went live, it was 30 degrees here, but we had our low this morning was 12. It's warming up really quick, but our low was 12 degrees. And yesterday it was like crazy, crazy windy. It was not a day to be outside for sure. And remember, we're way farther south than you are in Wyoming. So getting to 12 degrees is not something that happens too often around here. I saved your eBay store for reference purposes only. How I should. Nice. I like that. I'm all for it. No need to apologize. Cool. And if anyone else wants to get in their order, don't tell anybody else, but I didn't tell anybody, but I extended our 15% off deal on coffee and merch through tomorrow midnight. So Tuesday at midnight. So if you're watching the recording, this applies to you too. As long as it's before Tuesday at midnight, you can get 15% off. All you got to do is go to that website right there and enter at checkout winter 15. Everything on our website is 15% off. So you can get yourself a Thrifting is My Cardio haul bag. You can get some delicious coffee that was roasted Thursday. Here's that haul bag. 13 gallons of fun right here. Fill that up. You'll get some smiles. You'll get some laughs. You'll get some comments about the bag for sure. But if you get your order in during the live, just let me know. I'll stop what I'm doing and we'll get your order out on the live, just like what we did for Shannon and for Tej. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all supporting our small little business. It's super fun to ship coffee to y'all. All right, next order on Poshmark. We just started our first order on Poshmark and then we went crazy. Let's go here. All right, so we were talking about this Peter Millar Essex. So I just picked this up last week. I did a video on it last week, and I listed this item on, wait for it. I listed it on the 11th, and it sold this morning for $67. So this is a nifty best offer. So I had it listed for $75. What's her name? Who bought it? Jessica liked this item on Poshmark. 10 minutes later, Nifty sent a 10% off offer. She didn't accept that offer. It expired, and then she resent the offer to me. So Nifty got the assist on this one for sure. Got the conversation started. Thank you, Nifty. And I'm going to put this in a box because it's free. So why not use one of these USPS Ground Advantage boxes? These puffers can be fragile. It's a $70 order. So let's do it. Or a $67 order. I paid $5 for this at the thrift store last week. So a nice quick profit on this. Going to Jessica. Thank you, Jessica. Jessica's in Sandwich, Massachusetts. One of my favorite town names. And Massachusetts has a lot of town names that I really like, but Sandwich is hard to beat. What's a better town name than Sandwich? Are there other food-related town names? That's a good one, eh? Thank you, Jessica. That's our first Poshmark order. We got a lot of shipping to do, y'all. If you're just jumping in, you're right on time. We got a lot of work to do and a lot of great stuff going out the door. So next order is a North Face. This is a boys North Face jacket. Boys size 14. Look at like the colorway on this, kind of like a crazy colorway. This had like it had a small flaw. I forget what the small flaw is. What was the flaw? 2 small spots on the left elbow. I don't remember listing this one. But anyway, I noted the flaws in the item title and the description, and then I did close-up photos showing with a pointer, pointing exactly at what the flaws were. So this sold on a best offer on Poshmark for $21, and this is going to Alexandria. We're going to use one of these free USPS Ground Advantage bags here. Well, that was something. So thank you, Alexandria, for your order. How often do you hit the thrift? Usually 2 to 3 days a week. How often do you go? Out the door. Next order is another flawed item. This is a Patagonia jacket. Is this a kid's one too? No, it's a women's small. So this is called the Retro Pile Fleece. Retro Pile Fleece. Women's small. It had like a little, I remember listing this one, the sleeve like right here was separating a little bit. So I noted that in the item title, in the description. And again, a close-up photo pointing out exactly what that flaw was. This sold on a best offer of $25. Jackets are moving. This one's going to Grand Blanc, Michigan. I camp at a store 6 hours a day, 6 days a week. Are you serious? I've seen people. So I went to Charlotte thrifting like a few weeks back, and I saw that for my first time, like that idea of people staying in the store. They kind of just parked there, and they have a cart, and you know the cart's all full up with stuff. And every time a fresh rack rolls out, they attack it like a mosquito to a bug light. And that's like what they do. I hadn't seen that before. I've been thrifting a long time. I see it at the bins, obviously, like the bins creatures hang out there all day and do the same thing when new bins come out. But I have not seen that at the racks before, but I saw it in Charlotte. I think that store was technically in Cornelius, which is by the lake there, by Lake Norman. But I respect however people do things, I respect it. As long as you're, not hurting people or taking advantage of people, however you're making money, I'm excited about it. Good morning, sir. Thanks for all the helpful videos. At what point did you feel confident leaving your job? I'm currently bringing in about half of my job income on part-time reselling. That's nice, Josh. It's a difficult question to answer. Like everybody's got to have like a little bit of a different financial situation, a little bit of different comfort level and betting on themselves and different experience coming into it. I can share with you that when I left my full-time job in December of 2020, 5 years ago, I did not have 50% of my income from reselling. At that point, it was probably more like 25 or 30%. But I had zero debt, didn't owe anybody money for anything, ran the business for a couple years and just constantly reinvested everything into the business because I had a good full-time job that took care of all our bills and stuff. And Kim had a good full-time job that helped with our bills and stuff too. So I felt I was willing to bet on myself a little bit sooner than maybe some people would, just because our finances were in such good shape. So yeah, it just kind of depends on, how much of a risk taker you are. Like, what's your risk taker profile? How much do you love or hate your job? That kind of thing. And yeah, it's a difficult question to answer, and it's kind of more of a conversation than it isn't, an answer from me. But I'm glad that you're thinking about it and wish you the best with your decision. It's a big decision. Thinking about doing an Amazon associate page. Any thoughts? I have a woodworking YouTube channel where I can post links. Nice. What I would say, cool. That would be my thoughts. Like, thumbs up. Do it and put woodworking related links in there. I think that's awesome. Let me know if you have like specific questions or something, but I think it's a good idea. If it is a good store, it can work. I'm in Virginia and we have one of the largest Salvation Armies in the US. That's interesting. Yeah, I like the strategy. It's cool. I dig it. I dig it. Insurance is something to consider as it can be pricey. There you go. Good advice from Piece of Scrap. Our next order is an LL Bean Shacket. What a great name. I love saying that word, Shacket. Nice one here too. So this is a fleece lined shacket, button up front, got the hand warmer pockets in the front too, that nice plaid pattern. Women's size medium on this, sold for $25 on the best offer on Poshmark. So we are selling, what is that, like, is that 4 jackets in a row? Jacket, shacket. LL Bean. This is going out to Carl. Thank you, Carl. Going to Greensburg, Indiana. Y'all, how are sales this weekend? How are sales today? What is happening over on your end? I want to hear about it. If you're new to this live, we do this every Monday morning, 11 a.m.-ish Eastern time, and I go over all the orders from the weekend. I try to tell you as much as possible about each of these items, how much I paid for it, how much I sold it for, what my profit is. I haven't talked about profit or cost of goods much today. I got to get better at that. I paid $5 for this LL Bean fleece line flannel at the thrift store, and it sold for $25 on Posh. Posh takes a 20% fees. So Posh is going to take $5 out of that 25, leaves me with 20. I paid 5, so $15 profit on that LL Bean jacket. How long did it take to sell? That's a good question. Excellent question. That took 7 months to sell. I picked it up in the middle of May when people probably aren't picking up jackets, and it sold in December. So, and I'm all for that. I love finding jackets like in the time of years where nobody's looking at that stuff. And then I buy them in May so I can eat in the fall and the winter. We're still fall, so I like those kind of sales. So next up is a order for Sakina. And this is a carbon to cobalt. This actually sold really, really quickly. I paid $5 for this at the thrift store. It sold on Poshmark for a best offer of $20. And let's see how long this took to sell. And this was a nifty best offer. I had it listed for $23, and Nifty sent an auto offer for 10% off. So $20 on this one. Carbon to cobalt. How long did you take to sell? That took 3 days to sell on this one. So interesting. This is a brand that used to be a better seller. I know that one sold quick. They don't typically sell quick. And they used to sell for like closer to $25, but now they're typically selling more like $20, $22 maybe. So, but carbon to cobalt. And this is the season for an item like this. It's kind of more of like a fall winter brand for sure. Not the type of thing that sells very well in the summertime or the spring. So anyway, this sold for $20 on Poshmark. Poshmark's going to keep their 20% fee. That's going to leave me with $16. I paid $5 at the thrift store, so I made $11 profit. It took 3 days to sell. I'll take it. Good morning, Amy. Welcome in. Hope you're doing well. Glad that you're here. Love to hear about your sales. How are things going? Hi, Shaleel. Stephanie says, not bad. I've done 500 this week. I've made some great sales over the weekend. That's awesome. I've done 500 this week. What does that mean? I've done 500 this week? Like $500 in sales? You sold 500 items? Tell me more. Either way, I'm glad that you had a good weekend. I feel like I often feel I break too easy on best offers. I typically stick to no less than 20% off. Can you share what you normally allow for best offers to make it easy for consider? Blah, blah, blah. So Adam, it's going to depend like totally on the item. How long is it listed? What season is it? What's the sell-through rate on that item? How competitive did I price the item already? You know, like what's the market? So I don't really like have like a number for you, except for I throw all that stuff into a black cauldron, right? How long has it been listed? What's the sell-through rate? How much is it worth? How aggressive is my price? Have I been getting any other offers on it? I throw all that into a black cauldron and boom, you know, I make a decision. So, and I can tell you about those decisions as they happen. Each one kind of has its own decision, right? I don't have like a number, but as I'll try to like explain that as we go through some more orders for sure. Where do you see there is a Nifty assisted sale? I just see that it sent the offer, and then, do you know what I mean? Like I could just look at it doesn't say like Nifty assisted sale, but I can see in Poshmark that an offer was sent. Do you know what I mean? Does that make sense? Sorry, $500 in sales. That's awesome. I thought that's what you meant, but for a minute I was like, well, I want to know if she actually sold 500 items because that would be freaking super rad. But $500 is definitely rad too. What did I miss? Trying to grind a 30K 90-day. Yes, let's go. I'm rooting for you. Where are you at right now? Did I miss a note before that? That's awesome. Where are you at right now? Where are you at? That's a great goal. Next up is Aditya. Aditya? I'm probably not saying that right at all. Wait. Oh, never mind. I'm going the wrong way. I'm looking at eBay sales. Next up is Elizabeth. Got a pair of cool pants right here. This is called the Cool Slacks. SLAX. Cool Slacks. Let us know. Malefic. Let us know where you're at. I want to know like how close you are to your 30K 90-day. I like it. Does Nifty tell you how long the item was listed? It does. If you go into the analytics, it'll tell you. but my spreadsheet also tells me too. So cool slacks. These sold on a best offer for $20. Oh, wait for it. Sorry, they sold for $34 on a best offer here. So cool slacks. And SLAX. I like their names are all kind of funny, like radical, but they spell them all a little different. So $34. I paid $5 at the thrift store for these. These are going to Elizabeth. Elizabeth's in Clarksville, Tennessee. So Nifty's going to take 20% of that sale, Poshmark is going to take 20% of that sale as a fee. So that's going to be $6.80. So after you subtract that, that's going to leave me with $27.20. I paid $5 for these, so that leaves me with $22.50 in profit. Only 35% of my sales result in profits of $20 or more. So this is one of the 35%. The other 65% result in profits between $10 and $19. That's my business. So this is what I would consider a big sale because I made more than $20 in profit on it, $22.50 to be exact. So if you've been following me for a little while, you know that I focus on volume. I focus on bringing home as much stuff as I possibly can from each thrift store around. That's just how I do it. There's different ways to do this business, but that's the way I do it. So only 35% of my stuff sells for over $20 in profit. Wouldn't that be cool? But 500 in sales isn't bad. No, it's great. That's great. It's like $500 in sales, part-time, like that's great. I'm psyched for you. It's awesome. I'm considering full-time selling as well through no fault of my own. I think I get what you're putting down. I love cool too. Sitting at 25K 90-day right now. Have to move out soon. I'm 19, so I've been pursuing this full-time these last few months. That's awesome. You're crushing it, man. 25K 90-day. Let's go. 19, running a business. You're probably learning a lot. That's awesome. I'm really happy for you. I wish I started my entrepreneurship journey a little bit sooner. So you're crushing it. I'm proud of you. That's good work. You'll get to 30K in no time. I believe it. This morning, I finally broke 20K 90-day. Let's go, MSG. The Salt Treasures is in the house. What's up, MSG? 20K 90-day for the first time since 2021. Second year switching to men's clothes. Gotcha. I like it. Nice one, Salt Treasures. I love it. Do you iron your items? They always look nice and neat. I do not. I don't think we own an iron. And if we do, it's like out in the garage in a box somewhere that neither Kim or I know where it is. I do not iron. I do not steam. I do not own a steamer. And I don't think I own an iron. I'm not sure. There might be one out there somewhere. But we haven't. If so, that means it's in a box from the last time we moved 3 years ago. So that's the iron situation. What's the update on your Levi's challenge? Levi's challenge is over. I believe I sold 84 in 90 days. And then like 5 days, by 95 days, I hit 90 sales, if that makes sense. Or I think it was by 94 days, I hit the 90 sales. So it's over, but I'm shipping out some Levi's still today. It carries on. That was just a fun little challenge, but almost made it. If September was a little better, I think we would have hit it. But I basically did like 30 a month, or 30 plus a month for October and November, but I didn't. It was September that was a little soft. Thank you for your input. I'm definitely a risk taker, but I also have no debt outside my mortgage. I have about 4 months of expenses and savings and 2 years worth. Yeah, awesome. And I'll say this too, Josh. This is I spoke with somebody on the phone recently about this same transition. Right, they were thinking about quitting their full-time job, and they ultimately did since we had this conversation a few weeks back. And they put in their notice right now. But when we had that conversation, I told 2 stories. And so when I actually first quit my job in February of 2020. And y'all know what happened in February of 2020. So I put in my 4-week notice. Pandemic happened. I took back my 4-week notice and kept working until December. So and in the meantime, we bought a house in Florida. I moved from Colorado to Florida. So the point there is like, expect the unexpected. Nobody expected freaking a pandemic, right? I put in my notice. I talked myself into finally going full time, which is like a lot of like, positive self-talk. Like you can do this. You got to, you have to talk yourself into it. It's the right move. Staying employed is not the right move. You don't like where the company's going. It's time for you to go do your own thing. You talk yourself into it. You put in your notice, which is a very difficult thing to do. 3 weeks into the notice, pandemic, tail between my legs, have to pull that back, do the right thing for the family. it would have been a train wreck because all the thrift stores were closed. Nobody was running garage sales, estate sales, that sort of, like everything was shut down. It would have been a train wreck if they hadn't let me take back my notice. Like we would have been in a bad income sort of situation. So that happened. And then, gosh, fast forward to last fall, September of 2024, we had a freaking hurricane in Asheville, North Carolina, of all things, right? So that, knocked out power. We didn't have power or internet for 15 days. A lot of like stores and stuff were closed. A lot of stores were closed for months and months. Some stores are still closed, right? So, unexpected, right? Two things that are like just totally wildly unexpected both happened, within the first 5 years, both within the first 4 years of me being in business. Just who would have predicted a pandemic and who would have predicted a hurricane in Nashville that would have had such a big impact on our business. So you have to expect those things if you're going to go full time. Expect the unexpected, and other things can pop up like health. And there's all sorts of things that can be challenging when you go on your own, that you'd be better off if you had a full-time job, because it's a little bit less risky, although not always. I'm at 550 items in my store. My goal is to have 8. And just to close this thought, whatever decision you make, Josh, I believe in you. You're going to do great. I'm at 550 items in my store. My goal is to have 800 by March. Let's go. You can do that. You can do that. Cool sells so good for me. I can't keep them on the shelf. I know, it's such a great brand. What's up, Triple R? How are you? Welcome in. I had 4x6 label. Thought I had more 4x6 labels off the Walmart for them. I actually got to order some now. I always like to keep 2 backup boxes of 500 each. So I actually just changed my labels yesterday. So I got to order. I like to have 2 backups so I never have to run into what you're just running into. So thank you for reminding me. I got to order some. I don't hate my job, but I think I love my freedom, and building something that's mine is more appealing. Yeah, I'm with you. Oh, thank you so much. $5 thrift find on me. That's so nice. I appreciate that. I will find something rad, and I'm going to take a picture of this. What generosity. That is crazy. Thank you so much. Take a photo of this so I remember it. I'm going to find something really rad with that $5, and I'll definitely make it worth your investment. That's really cool. Thank you so much. I'll find like a really awesome shirt or maybe a sweater or something that's $5, and we'll make some money with it. Thank you so much. Mail, that's awesome. And is it Malaf? I don't know how to say your name, but you let me know what you want me to call you. I'm calling you Mail, which feels like a weird thing to call somebody. So let me know what would you prefer that I refer to you as. That was really, really kind. Thank you. And unexpected. Carolyn's in here. Happy holidays. What's up, Carolyn? How are you? Salt is, if I didn't have a huge death pile during that time, I would have been screwed. I had enough stuff to list that whole time, and it was my best year. It was in everything sour. Gotcha. Got it. Haven't listed online, but moving some hard goods, holidays, and other large items in marketplace. Nice. I like it. Got you, man. Appreciate that. Poly mailers, do you worry about them popping from extra air? I don't, Sherry. I don't know. Does anybody worry about poly mailers popping from extra air? I'm not worried about that. Should I be? All right. Next up is awesome sale here, y'all. Now, I'm not getting rich off this sale, but if you followed me at all, you know that I like this kind of sale. So Joseph A. Banks, or Joseph A. Bank, I always call it Banks, on that Glen plaid pattern right there. See that? Glen plaid. This is such a classic pattern, but right now it's getting like really, really hot again. Whenever I mention like Glen plaid is coming back, people tell me it never went out of style. And that is true. It never went out of style, but right now it's just like particularly hot. So this sold for $30 on a best offer at Poshmark. I could have got more. I had it listed for $39, but I got that quick $30 offer, and I was like, sure, let's go. Let's move it right out the door. So this sold in 2 days. This sold in 2 days. Men's size 48 large, Glen plaid, Joseph A. Bank. I paid $7, sold for $30. I love that kind of sale. I'm not getting rich off it, but sold in 2 days. Sold on Poshmark for $30. So Poshmark's going to take 20% fee. So that's going to be $6 for them. That leaves me with $24, and I paid $7. So a nice, clean, crisp $17 in profit, 2 days out the door. That stuff adds up. A quick 17 to me is awesome. I get excited about some weird sales, don't I? But that's an awesome one, I think. What is your average profit margin? I don't know what the average number is off the top of my skull right now, but I'll answer it this way. 65% of my sales give me a profit between $10 and $20. 65%. The other 35% are $20 plus profit margins. But at the end of each month, typically about 50% of my total profits come from those 10 to 20, the lower margin stuff. 50%, and the other 50% of my profits come from the higher margin stuff. So that's why I say I like them equally, right? Because literally at the end of each month, it's about 50-50. So I like the big ones just the same as I like the small ones, because they literally give me equal profit by the end of each month. And it's not always exactly 50-50 split. It's not always exactly 65-35, but most months it's pretty darn close to 50% split. So hopefully that helps. I just haven't calculated like an average profit per item. But I also think my answer is probably a little bit more. I think that kind of pulls back the veil a little bit more than just giving you an average, right? Hopefully you think so. 7 says I've never had an issue with the poly bags. Yeah, I haven't either. I don't think. Glad to see you this morning. Good to see you, Baskin Coffee. Hope you're well. Have you made it out to the Ville lately? Goodwill is right next to Walmart, so I guess I got to go. There you go. You're living the real eBay life for sure. That's how your mindset is. I'm a natural worker, so thanks. I'm a natural worrier. Gotcha. So thanks. I won't know anymore. No reason to worry. Worrying is a waste of energy. Show us what you get with your $5. Yeah, I'll show. I'll show for sure. Isn't that generous? I don't know what I did to deserve that, but I'll take it. A free thrift store item. Like, gosh, what can make me more excited than that? Next up is a pair of pants. This is a bad buy. I bought these over a year ago. I bought a few pairs of them. I kind of knew it was a bad buy because I'm like, they're white. Polo golf pants. Retail on these is $98.50. I forget what I paid for them, but they got them on clearance retail. And they took a while to sell, and I still have one more pair. This is going to Michael. What did they sell for? Sold for $44. I had just marked these down, and then, I had them priced at more like 70, and they sat. So I marked them down, and then I finally got an offer for them for 44. I'm like, let's get rid of these stupid white golf pants. Now, they probably would have sold really quick had I had them priced at $44, but I was hoping I can get 70 on them. But I think that's what I had them priced at, 69 maybe. Anyway, maybe it was 59, I forget. But I marked them down, I got them gone. It wasn't a good buy. That's okay. I don't fear good buy or bad buys. I learn from them. So like that Polo Golf and that RLX stuff, it really hasn't been selling well for me the last couple of years. It used to sell better, but golf brands, like golf fashion, goes up and down really, really quick. I mean, all fashion does, but I feel like athleisure and golf for men's just change really, really quickly these days. There's always like a new hot golf brand, and that, by definition has to replace an older one. It has to take up that space. So the market share goes to the new hot thing. So RLX and Polo Golf have gone downhill for me. It doesn't mean that I won't pick those items up sometimes if they're the right item at the right price, but I don't expect as much money for them as I used to, and I don't expect them to sell as quickly. That is all of our, I believe that is all of our Poshmark orders. So now we're finally going to ship over, is that? Yes. Now we're going to ship over to eBay. We got a whole bunch of eBay orders, some good stuff going out the door. So hang out. Going to get a sip of water. Hey, do you have any 217 items? I don't know what that is, Redhead Garments. So I would guess the answer would be no. Thank you for the chat, sir. Just ordered a light roast. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. You know the rules. If you order from our website during the live, we will ship your order out. Oh, wow, we got some more orders. I got you, Josh. Create shipping label. All right, I'm going to get you shipped out. We got a a bag of this is our very first roast of the winter peak season light roast. So this just launched on Friday. We got our first roast of it on Thursday. It's roasted by our partners, Dynamite Roasting Company in Black Mountain, North Carolina. They've been awarded voted as the #1 coffee roaster in Western North Carolina 13 freaking years in a row, including this year. So this just came out on Friday. It's going to have tasting notes of toffee, like toffee with a T, graham cracker, and chocolate. Just a delicious little light roast here. So, and it's fair trade, it's organic, and a single origin from Papua New Guinea. If you have questions about coffee, let me know. If you want to get you some coffee, I have the link right there in the chat. If you're on Instagram, you can just tap on my name and you'll see the coffee link right there. And I'm going to put right now, we're running a special we ran it over the weekend for 15% off everything on our website. You just got to enter that discount code that I dropped in the chat, winter15. Just enter that at checkout and you'll get 15% off your entire order. It ended last night at midnight, but I extended it for y'all on the live till Tuesday at midnight. So if you're watching this live or you're watching this recording, you have until Tuesday at midnight to get that 15% off. We run a sale on our coffee once per quarter. And we do that the same week that we launch our new seasonal light roast. So every 3 months we launch a new seasonal light roast, and we'll run a little sale. We usually do 10% off, but I was feeling freaking generous, so we're doing 15% off this time. So we'll get you shipped out here. Well, man, Josh with an order. Hope you love the coffee. I think you will. If you have coffee questions, drop them in the chat. I'll get to you. If you're looking for a recommendation, if you haven't tried our coffee before, you're not sure what to order, that's okay. Just let me know what you drink right now. Let me know like what brand and what roast, or if there's a couple different ones that you go between. Just drop those in the chat and I can give you a recommendation. That's easy. That's fun for me. And even more fun for me is shipping out coffee to my people. This feels more like the small business I grew up in, like working in restaurants, working in small business where you get to know your customers and stuff. This is, for me, is even more fun than eBay. As much as I like eBay, I love shipping coffee to y'all. And my favorite thing is when you get it, you love it, and you come back for more. So that is my absolute favorite, and I think that will happen. So we're going to get you a shipping confirmation right now, Joshua. This will go out today. You're going to get that shipping confirmation in just a few seconds here. Just waiting for my shipping thing to refresh. And I see your order, Lisa, too. I'll get you out. Thank you, Lisa. Going to Anaheim, California. We're going coast to coast, almost coast to coast. Going from Asheville, North Carolina out to Anaheim. That's cool. I can dig it. It says that this will get to you by the 22nd is the estimate. You have a shipping confirmation in your inbox, Josh, and that'll have the tracking number, tracking information for you. If you're thinking about coffee as a gift, we still have time to get that coffee out to you before Christmas. Thank you, Josh. Heading out today. Appreciate your generosity, brother. I think you're going to love that coffee. I can't wait to hear what you think. Next up is an order for Lisa. Lisa got the 15% off. Nice, Lisa. Good work. We got those 2 bags of whole bean. Now, typically I'd ship those just live, but you can see I'm out of the whole bean medium roast, which is right there in that little slot right there. So I'm getting it roasted today. Like as we speak, they're roasting it. So it's either going to get out to you this afternoon. Just depends on when the roast is done. They're going to email me. Let's see if they told me yet. I haven't got confirmation when it's going to be done yet, but if it's done in time, it'll go out today. If not, if it's like closer to 5 and I can't get to the post office, it'll go out tomorrow. So thank you so much. I appreciate your order. We have everything else in stock. I just don't have the medium roast whole bean, but that means you'll just get even fresher coffee, which is crazier. This stuff was all roasted Thursday. That's behind me. Yours will be roasted today, which is just absolutely crazy. What consignment commissions do you take if I send you Joseph A. Bank Blazers? Surfs, just you have my number, bro. What's up, Surfs? If y'all aren't following Surfs Up Finds, give him a follow. He's on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Surf's Up Fine, just like it says on the screen right there. I'll give you a second to click on it, to copy down his name, give him a follow. I follow him to learn about reselling. And if you follow me and I follow him, then shouldn't you just follow him to learn about reselling? It seems like it makes a lot of sense to me. What did I miss here? 2 Fall Raven backpacks, Star Wars Loungefly bag, and 3 Birkenstocks, to name a few of the stuff I picked up. Nice. That's awesome. I love it. Have you had an issue with adding items to an eBay discount and them not being added? Have you had an issue with adding items to an eBay discount and them not being added? I've been having a big issue with this, especially since I have nifty relisting items and not having the discount. Jennifer, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not sure what you're asking. eBay discount and them not being added. Yeah, you might have to tell me. Yeah, you might have to change your language there. I just don't know what you're asking. I'd like try, but I just don't know. Maybe somebody else can help me. Maybe rephrase it. I'm not sure what you're asking. What number of Levi's do you not pick up? I don't know if I have a number. I don't have a number that I don't pick up. If the price is right, I grab all of them. Is the whiter the roast, the stronger it is? The whiter the roast, typically the more caffeine it has in it. As you roast a coffee longer, then more of the caffeine sort of comes out in the roasting process. So yes, usually lighter roasts are actually stronger in terms of caffeine. Yes, you know your stuff. A lot of people think like the dark roasts have more caffeine, but that's not usually true. It's usually the opposite. However, the way that you grind your coffee also influences how much caffeine gets in your cup. If you grind your coffee like thinner, right, and then you make like an espresso with it, you're going to have more caffeine just from that brewing process. So how you grind it and how you brew it also influences how much caffeine will end up being in your cup. I started clothing resale in March. My original ads lack, or better words, suck. Since learning from you and others, my game has greatly improved. Now I split my item buying and reworking older ads, now selling. I love to hear that. I mean, that's it. Learn every day. Learn every day and get better. I mean, it makes sense that when you first got started, right, you're not going to be as good at anything. I grew up in the restaurant business, right? So I always use metaphors from the restaurant business. Like if you just started cooking, like in the kitchen, you're not going to be as good as the guy that's standing next to you that's been cooking for 3 years, right? There's just no way. And if there's another guy standing next to you that's been cooking for 6 months, the guy 3 years probably, and you're not going to be as good as the guy that's been doing it for 6 months. So it's just kind of, yeah, you just get better as you go. And guess what? A year from now, you're going to be even better because you're learning every day, Adam. I like it. With the monthly cost of Nifty, what type of monthly sales, what you recommend before investing in it? I'm also on eBay only on eBay currently, which is the next account I would add. Okay. I would suggest Poshmark next, Rob, especially if you're doing clothing. Poshmark is my second biggest platform and is every single month. Usually it's about 20% of my sales. So I would say Poshmark would be the next one. As far as what I recommend, as far as people joining Nifty, I tell people, look, get to 150 active listings and 75 items that you sold on one platform. And it sounds like you're on eBay. So to me, if you've hit those two thresholds, you've got 150 active listings, and you've already sold 75 things on eBay, to me, you have the experience, which makes sense to add Nifty and then add other platforms. And I recommend that to people to not start with Nifty and start with multiple platforms, because get really good at one platform, make some mistakes on one platform. Once you start cross-listing, you start sort of duplicating maybe listings that aren't so great. And you're learning like 2 sales platforms at the same time, and you're learning 2 algorithms at the same time, and you're learning 2 shipping processes at the same time. But to me, if you can hit that 150 listed and 75 sold, you got the experience under your belt, and you got a big enough store where Nifty is going to make some sense for you. Hope that helps. Let me know if you have follow-up questions. Don't mind at all, police officer. Surfs, I love you. Chris, do you sell on Depop? If not, may I ask why? I don't sell on Depop because when I did sell on Depop for years, it usually was about 5% of my total sales. And it had, it was just a waste of time because there's so many offers on there that never got paid for. So to me, I was spending a lot of time, like responding to offers and managing another platform, and it only gave me 5%, of my sales. And like all this stuff would sell on other platforms anyway. Why am I wasting my time on Depop? You also have to take in the context of the whole thing too. So I sell At the time, I sold on 6 platforms. I sold on eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, Grailed, and Facebook Marketplace at one point in time. But then I started selling on Whatnot, and then I started chris@peak.com and selling coffee, and then I started selling on Amazon. So all of a sudden, that's 5, that's 8, that's 9 platforms. So for me, I got so, I'm doing so many things. There's so much like complexity involved with like going between all those different platforms. I'm like, I got to give some stuff up. So I gave up my lowest selling platforms, Facebook Marketplace, Depop, Grailed, and actually I dropped Mercari at that point in time too. And I picked Mercari back up later on. So I just dropped all those because I'm like, I got to drop something. They were my lowest sales and I got rid of them. So that's the full story. Now you probably, I don't know if you also sell on Amazon and if you also sell on Whatnot and if you also have your own website too. If you have that extra complexity, then it might be time to sort of whittle some stuff down. We also spend a lot of time on social media, posting content on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, right? Which adds some complexity to our business too. So for me, losing some complexity, losing some things to log into and maintain made sense because every day I have to log into so many silly things that it became cumbersome. So Depop, not enough sales on there. I can't, for me, it just didn't make sense. It was just too much complexity. I've selected items to be added to an active discount I have running. However, they are still not showing up as discounted. Yeah, geez, I don't know. Your question now makes sense to me. I'm just not really sure what's going on. It'd be hard for me to troubleshoot that from where I'm standing and not looking at your account. I just don't know. I'm sorry. If I don't know the answer to a question, I won't make something up. Sometimes I just don't know. I don't do a ton of discounting on eBay that way either. So I'm not the best at that. What made you decide to start YouTube, if you don't mind me asking? So I started, I first started on TikTok and Instagram in 2020. It was June of 2020. The unemployment rate was 12.5%. We had a little pandemic going on. You might have heard about that. So I had a full-time job and I had a side hustle that was, both of things were making me good money. And I knew that a lot of people were out of work. And I knew even beyond that 12.5% unemployed, there were a lot of people who were underemployed or people who were like half furloughed, right? Their hours were cut or whatever. I knew people needed money. And here I am, I got a full-time job as a career coach, right? I did that for a decade. So it's kind of built into me to teach and help people when it comes to career. So I was like, look, I'm going to start putting videos on Instagram and TikTok, these short videos, to try to give some people some information about reselling so they could make a little bit of money in a place where our government, had shut down a lot of small businesses and put people out of work. I was like, well, that pissed me off. So I was like, well, instead of just being mad and angry, what can I do to be part of the solution? And I'm like, I can share what I know. And I've always felt a responsibility to share what I know. So I started on Instagram and TikTok in 2020. I think I added YouTube in 2021 and Facebook in 2021. And here we are. How long was that? 5+ years ago, June, 5.5 years ago. So that's how it all started. Just I felt a responsibility to share what I know, in short. Any advice on how to track mileage? I'd like to find something cheaper than Mile IQ. I use Mile IQ. So that's my insight on that. I know that's not helpful, but that's what I used. For me, $90 per year. What is that? Hold on a second. We're gonna do some big math here. $90 divided by 365. So for 24 cents a day, I am stoked to give Mile IQ that money so it tracks my mileage and all that stuff for me. 24 cents a day, a quarter, less than a quarter a day. You can have it. I'll flip them a quarter every day for that, just for that. I don't have to worry about it. For me to have to write down mileage or do anything that takes more than a second would be crazy to not just flip somebody a quarter for that. That's the way I see it, but I'm not telling you what to do. Okay, thanks. Just ordered as a gift. Just ordered coffee. Sherry, you're awesome. Well, you know the rules. We got to stop what we're doing. Anytime we get an order at chris@peak.com, especially if it's Sherry, and we got to get that order shipped out. Do I see it? Oh, it's going out to somebody else, right? So it might be going to Allison. Is that right? If so, Sherry, let me know exactly what you want me to write on that thank you note, and I will write that on the thank you note. Like literally, just tell me like word for word and who you want me to sign it from, and I will do that, and we'll get it shipped out for you. Y'all don't take the standard mileage wear on vehicle. No, mileage by the mile. I'm still in the first month of selling, 6 sales so far, 2 were clothing, 4 electronics. Did my first Goodwill run yesterday. Nice, Rob. What you end up picking up? Sounds like you're off to a good start. 6 sales, 4 electronics, 2 clothing. Nice, man. That's awesome. Well, welcome aboard. Good to have you. If you have questions, that's what we're here for. And, if I don't know the answer, maybe somebody in the chat will know the answer. So let me. It is Allison in it. Cool. Let me know exactly what you want me to write on that thank you card to Allison. I'll get that going for you. So we got an order for. Oops, wrong one. You wanted to order the whole bean, right? Allison has a grinder at home, so we got a whole bean, peak season light roast. It's fair trade. It's organic. It's delicious. It's also single origin, and it was roasted on Thursday. This is our first roast of the winter seasonal light roast. We just switched from fall to winter on Thursday. So going out the door. And just let me know word for word, Sherry. I will write that right on the card for you. Excited for more wedding planning and to see Cleveland. And that's what you want me to write? And do you want me to sign it from Sherry? That's awesome. I will write that word for word on this card here. Excited for more wedding planning. What a nice gift. I'm biased here. Yes, please. You got it, Sherry. And this is going to Allison. In Rocky River, Ohio. I got you, Sherry. Thank you so much. Got you a little thank you note in there, handwritten. If you're watching this on the replay, if you on your order, if you put in an order and you're doing it as a gift, if you put in the note section before you check out, there's a little note section in the corner. You can literally write the note that you want me to put in there too. And you can do that anytime, because that note will pop right up on my sales and shipping screen right here, and I can just put that in there for you. Thank you, Sherry. Nice little gift for Allison. I'm going to get that shipping confirmation into your inbox in just a moment here. This Floridian will freeze in Ohio. You'd freeze here in Asheville today too. Well, it's up to 30 something now, but it was 12 degrees low this morning. Crazy, crazy cold for here. Thank you so much, Sherry. And again, I'm going to drop this down below in the chat. That's the direct link to our website. And if you want 15% off, which ends Tuesday at midnight, 15% off our entire website with this code WINTER15. There it is. If you're on Instagram, you just got to tap on my name. That'll take you right to the website, and you can enter that WINTER15. And I'll just put that there too. This says it's going to get there by Friday. The estimate is Friday by 6 p.m. And you do have a shipping confirmation now in your inbox, Sherry. Thank you so much. The gift of coffee. And if you want to get yourself a gift for yourself or a gift for a loved one, if you put in that order during the live, we'll ship it out on the live, just like what we did with Sherry, which, I don't know, this is really fun for me. And don't forget to use that discount code WINTER15 now until Tuesday at midnight. Thank you again, Sherry. I really appreciate that. Jennifer is in the house. What's up, Jennifer? How are you? What did I miss? Look at that. Look at this positivity. This is what community is. Rooting each other on. I love it. I freaking love it. Lisa, I see your order, and you got the 15% off. Awesome. Nice job. I see your order for 2 bags of the winter, or 2 bags of the Hooper's Creek medium roast whole bean. I'm out of it until this afternoon. They're roasting some more right now. So you'll get the freshest possible coffee. So I'll get that out to you. If not this afternoon, this tomorrow morning, we'll get that out to you. I might have already said that about Lisa. I might be repeating myself. That happens though. How are sales year round for you? Does it slow down in any month specifically? I'm slow February, June, July, August. February, June, July, August are my slow months. My busy months are April, May, and September, October, November, December, like those 4 months. April, May, September, October, November, December are the busy months. January's average to slightly below average, and March is like average to slightly above average. Hello from Calhoun, Georgia. Missed most of your live. We'll watch on replay. Well, welcome in, Faith. Good to have you. We still got a lot of freaking work to do here. We got a lot of shipping to do. So you're just in time. What coffee is close to Dunkin' Donuts original? I'm going to recommend that you check out the Hooper's Creek medium roast, just because it's such a well-balanced cup of coffee. The one thing I would recommend that you do, Faith, would be to put a little bit less coffee from this bag than you would typically do with your Dunkin' Donuts original, just because that's a mass-produced coffee that was probably roasted and ground like early 2024 or early 2025 or middle of 2025, and it's been on the shelves for a long time. So it's nowhere near as fresh as this that was just roasted on Thursday. So this is going to have more aroma and more flavor than a bag of coffee like the Dunkin' Donuts original. It's just the reality of, the factory produced, mass produced coffees. They tend to sit a lot. They spend more time in the supply chain getting from the roaster to your countertop, right? So just put a little bit less in your first batch, like maybe 10% less, and see how that goes, and then sort of adjust from there. But some people, will report if they go from something like Dunkin' Donuts to something fresh like this, that they'll be like, "Whoa, it was a lot." It's like, yeah, you don't need as much coffee because it's just so fresh that it still has so much of the aroma and so much of the flavor. This was roasted Thursday. So that would be my suggestion. And we have it in ground or whole bean. So if you don't have a grinder at home, order the ground. If you do have a grinder at home, you like grinding your own coffee, get the whole bean. But that would be my recommendation if you haven't tried our coffee before. Start with that medium roast. It's just so well balanced. It's so smooth. A little hint of sweetness from like that sweet milk chocolate. It's not flavored coffee, but that's just the tasting notes, like the subtle tasting notes from the beans themselves. I changed my profile pic. It's no longer my ducky profile. Well, what's up with that? No, change is good. I appreciate it. Hope you're doing well out there. You're probably warmer than us today. I saw that Denver was 60 degrees when I was watching the Broncos game yesterday, 60 degrees. And here at that time, we were like 20 degrees. I was like, well, that's weird. Denver's supposed to be cold and we're supposed to be warm. What's happening here? But welcome in, Ducky. Always good to have you. We got some eBay orders to get to. I don't think we've done a single eBay order yet. We have had some great conversations, and we shipped out some Poshmark and Mercari. We definitely shipped out some coffee, which is cool. Your coffee is the best, hands down. I'll highlight that comment. I appreciate you saying that. That's kind. All right, let's do some eBay, y'all. Let's start with our very first order on Saturday afternoon. So we got 48 hours worth of eBay sales here. I think it's 23 or 24 orders on eBay that will rip off. So first one is a really fast one. Banana Republic. This is an extra fine merino wool sweater, little quarter zip, perfect for the season. And this sold full asking price, $26.99. And it took, I just want to double check before I say it. Yep. It took less than 1 day to sell. So overnight this sold. So listed on Friday, sold on Saturday. Banana Republic merino wool quarter zip, $26.99, full asking price. Let's get this shipped out. Sorry, getting organized here. Or less unorganized is probably the right thing. This is going to Aditya. This is going to Atlanta, Georgia. Got to use a 12x9 poly bag here. The shipping label here, it's USPS Ground Advantage. It cost me $5.58. The buyer paid $6.95 for shipping on this item. Sorry, the buyer paid $8.95 for shipping on this item. I priced sweaters at $8.95 flat rate. So that in total, the buyer paid $26.99 plus $8.95. So it's at 27 plus 9, about $36 all in on this. I paid $5 for this at the thrift store just this week. Took a day to sell. So after fees on this thing, my fees will be about $5. So that'll be about 22. I'll make a couple bucks off the shipping. So it'll be like 24, 25. So we're going to make about $20 profit on this because I made a few bucks off the shipping too. So there you have it. What might your average sale price be? It's a little complicated because I sell on multiple platforms. So Poshmark doesn't charge shipping and eBay does, but I'll dig into that for you. Hold on. But overall, average sale price, $46.43 is overall. All right. Next order is a Columbia. I typically slow down in buying these Columbia. This is like a Columbia PFG, like vented fishing shirt. These sell really well for me in the spring and the summer, but they were selling so good in the fall that I've still been picking them up. I get them for $5. Sometimes they don't sell for a ton. This one sat for a little bit, so I lowered the price. Then Nifty sent a 10% off best offer because Johnny came and watched this item on eBay. So it went out the door for $15.29. I'm fine with that because I usually price these at $17.99 or $18.99 is my typical price. And I sell a lot of them and I find them for $5 a piece. It's not huge profit. Especially this one's not huge profit, but I just find so much of it and it's just easy to list, easy to ship. They don't take up much space because they're these little lightweight, shirts. But this is a short sleeve sold in the middle of December. It's going to Tuscola, Texas. Columbia is one of my top 5 best-selling brands in my store this year. It's often in the top 5. I think it might be 4 this year. It's either 4 or 3 this year. I forget. I'm going to come out with a list of that here pretty soon. So that's out to Johnny on this Columbia. Next up, so this is Adam. You asked about like the decision making of how much less you're going to take on an item. I had these Puma golf shorts listed for $19.99. I feel like this is a $18 to $20 pair of shorts, but it's December. I got an offer for $15. I could wait until March and sell these for $18, or I can sell them now for $15 on a best offer because this will probably sit until March if I want full asking price. So I'm happy to take that $15 now, not make a great profit on it. I bought them like in the spring and they didn't sell over the summer, and now I still have them. So for $15 now, let's get rid of them instead of waiting for March again when people are picking up shorts. So you asked about that, Adam. It's always case by case. I accepted a $5 off offer on this one, which in this case is 25% off my asking price. So it's just always case by case. You got to look at how long it's been in your inventory. What is the season? What's the sell-through rate of that item? This is going to Tampa, Florida. They're still wearing shorts down there. My breathable last week was Carhartt. My breathable last week was Carhartt duck jacket for $66, paid $7. What's a breathable? But that's an awesome sale. Carhartt duck jacket. I love it. What do you consider sitting for a while? I don't know, like through the season. It's like it's been through the season. What did I mean? What did I miss? I think I got everybody. Am I caught up? I've been selling for just a year and just adding more clothing. My problem is I seem to get super slow offers on clothing. Do you set a minimum? Is there normal, or am I doing something wrong? It just depends on what slow, like super slow means. Like my average days to sell an item is somewhere like in the 70s most of the time, like 70 something days. So, because remember, clothing is very, very seasonal. If you have shorts, short sleeve shirts, t-shirts, those things probably aren't going to sell very well right now. Now, you sell some of them this time of year, but not a ton of them. So seasonality is so huge. Likewise, you're probably not going to sell many ski jackets in the middle of the summer, but I pick up ski jackets in the middle of summer because then I know I can eat in the fall. So I don't know, maybe it's just your expectations of how quick things should sell. Maybe you need to adjust for that. You got to understand that we sell in very competitive markets, right? There's a lot of people that are probably selling the same items that you are. So make sure you're looking at sell-through rate when you're picking up items, and make sure that you're pricing aggressively based on the sell-through rate of the item. If it's a very high sell-through rate item, you probably can price right at the average sale price or even higher. If it's a very low sell-through rate item, if you want to move that item, you probably have to price it below the average sale price because it's a really low sell-through rate item. So you got to give somebody a deal if you want them to buy yours instead of the other 2,000 that are listed of that item. I think that makes sense, but let me know if you have a follow-up question to that. That's awesome. Supporting each other. I like it. My best sale last week was the Carhartt duck jacket. Gotcha. I'm with you. I was trying to figure out what you meant. I felt like that's what you were meant, but I didn't know like what the breathable part meant. I thought maybe I was missing something. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're having a good day. We're just shipping out orders. We do this every Monday. We do it around 11 a.m.-ish Eastern time, and we ship out everything from the last 48 hours. We had a really great weekend of sales. I'm grateful for it. Of course, grateful for every sale. Another pair of diesel jeans selling. I think I shipped one of these out last Monday too. So this sold for full asking price, $114.95. I feel like this camera is like a little cloudy. I'm gonna little squeegee. There, I think that's better. So these sold for $114.95. Diesel Safato, men's size 36 by 30. I think I paid $60 a piece for a whole bunch of these. And they've been slowly selling. This is the type of thing that, you know, with this online arbitrage, it helped me kind of grow my business pretty quickly at a period of time where, you know, you buy one item, gets shipped to your front door, but you buy the quantity of like 12 or 15 or in some cases 25. I bought a lot of these diesels. And so I don't really mind if they take a little while to sell. And I've built up sort of a bankroll in my bank account. I can afford to absorb, you know, these big purchases like this. And then it's just, they trickle out the door and I make profit. And I'm okay with that. So I'm not saying that you should be okay with that, but the reality of my business is this helps me out a lot because I just do one listing and have a whole bunch of these, and as they sell, I make money. Now, a lot of people would say the ROI, buying something for 60 and selling it for 114 is not great ROI as a percentage, but I always say I don't take percentages to the bank. I take dollars to the bank. So I'll give you my exact profit on this item here after shipping and fees and all that stuff. Just give me a second. I'll bring up the order details. So the buyer paid $114.95 plus $8.95 shipping plus some sales tax. So I paid a bunch of money in fees and ended up, because I had them promoted too. So I'm going to end up, after shipping, label, fees, all that stuff, $87.21. So I'm going to make $27 on this sale. But again, it's multi-quantity listing. I just keep selling these and I keep getting $27 every time it sells. I just had to do one round of measurements, one round of photos. And that I'm not too particularly concerned that it tied up some capital for me. I'm not sort of capital strapped. Because I bought those diesel Safatos, it didn't mean that I couldn't go to the thrift store that week, or I couldn't do retail arbitrage that week, or I couldn't go to garage sales. I had the capital to do both. So I choose to do both. I don't just do one or the other. So some people will say, look, why would you want to tie up that much capital? Like, why not? It's better than having it in the market. You know, the market's not going to give me that kind of return. And it's not stopping me from going to the thrift store that week. I can do both, right? So, and that's the reality of just being in the game for a while, like reinvesting my profits back into the business and having a business bank account that has some space in it. So it allows me to do that. Am I saying that's the right thing for you? Not necessarily, but it's something to think about. Do you set a standard shipping rate for most items to speed up listing on eBay or Mercari? The shipping and sizes really slow me up. Yes. So shirts go for, I do $6.95, like things that are under a pound, $6.95. Like sweaters, jeans, hoodies, that sort of thing, I do $8.95. Jackets, I'll do $9.95, like heavier jackets and blazers. And then suits, I'll do $12.95, or like super heavy jackets, I'll do $12.95. That's my standard stuff. I'm okay with that. It's just a case of something. I'm okay with that. I just a case of something I picked up on eBay for $400, and in that time we'll do about $8,000. Whoa, that's awesome. That's awesome. I found an authentic vintage Nirvana t-shirt. I have it at $2,000, hoping to get at least $1,400. That's sick. Nice find on that. That's like a really hot. Nirvana's like really, really hot right now. So that's a good find right there. Hey man, you're wiping my nose via the camera. That's exactly what I was doing. So bright and clear. Is it better? That's funny. Greets. What's up? What did I miss? Retail arbitrage. Can you speak on some of your spots you source? If they sell clothing, I probably source there. Thanks. I've been blessed. If they sell clothing and it's like a national chain box store, I should say, I probably shop there. I don't talk too much about retail arbitrage because you could directly compete. You can go to their same store, buy the same items, price them $1 cheaper than me, and get all the sales. And so I try to share as much as I possibly can, but I really don't. With retail arbitrage, I have to be a little bit cagey about it, just because it directly impacts my bottom line. As much as I love helping all of y'all, I'll give you up to a point. I can give you as much information as possible, but at a certain point, I'm like, yeah, I still got to get mine too. But I give you enough information where you can go figure it out if you're hungry. Hello from Moscow. We got Moscow in the house. Do you have any 3232 diesel? Let me take a look for you. Excellent question. Looks like I'm actually getting pretty low on diesel. All I got left is a 3432, and I have 2 of those, and that's it. So looks like I bought 18 total of those diesel jeans, and I have 2 left. And they're both size 34, 34. They're gray. They're the same exact pair that I just shipped out there. That same one, diesel Safato, with the button fly. Yeah, I mean, you get it, Adam, right? I'm pretty freaking transparent, but at some point, you just got to be like, all right, I'll give you enough information where you can go figure all this out on your own if you're hungry. But at some point, you just got to I can't blast it all out there. And I share 99.999% of it, but you can go find those same exact items. You know how to search. Next up is I Believe in You. All right, let's get back on the sales train here. Columbia Diesel. Alan Flusser. This sold. I believe this is an overnight sale too. We had a lot of overnight sales. I'm glad I listed these when I did. Yep, overnight. Alan Flusser. I paid $5 at the thrift store. I picked these up if they have that, big, bright pattern on it. This paisley is like what I really prefer to pick up with these. So I pass on most Alan Flusser, but I do grab these ones. I don't find them very often. I find a lot of like boring striped ones, and I pass on those. But paisley, that's for me. Sold overnight. Best offer, $21 on this. So I'm happy to get that out the door nice and quick. Not huge profit, but if you can spend $5 and then spin, I'll tell you exactly how much the profit was. It's probably like $11 or something. So after shipping and fees, I'm going to make $14.28 off this, and it sold overnight. I mean, how can you argue with that? What kind of market investment are you going to do? You're going to get a better return than that. So these are going to Bill and Marietta, Georgia. Thanks for your order, Bill. Shipping label on this is $4.88. It's going out at an 8-ounce rate. So part of the reason I made 14 something and change is because I'll make $2 off this off the shipping on this too. Of course, if it's going to California, I wouldn't make anything on it, but because it's only going to Georgia, I'm good. Thank you, Bill, for your order. Next sale is a good one. I love finding this. This is one you'll want to pay attention to. All right, our bin is officially full, and we still got a lot of stuff to ship. So we got a Brooks Brothers going out the door. Yeah, I've heard that about Tractor Supply. I've never sourced there, but I've heard that before. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. I don't sell that stuff because like a few weeks back we went there and they Frog Tog shoes, buckets of them for $7.50 something basically. Gotcha. I like it. Do you ever have to slow down on buying? I don't personally. Vegan, no. What percentage does eBay take? It's like 13 and change, something like that. What's up, Cohen? Cohen's in the house. Good questions, Vegan. Cohen is in the house. What's up, brother? Cohen, what'd you get me for Christmas? What'd you get me for Christmas? I'll send you my list. So this is a Brooks Brothers. I'm not going to be able to show you the tags on the inside, but you'll want to look this up. Brooks Brothers, and the wool is made by Vitaly Barberis Kononenko. It is the oldest wool maker oldest active, still open wool maker. I think they started in the 1600s making wool. So Vitaly Barberis Kononenko in Italy. Definitely one that you want to keep your eye out for. Blazers, pants, suits. I find Vitaly Barberis Kononenko wool on a lot of different brands, but that combo, Brooks Brothers, Vitaly, that's a good one. It's kind of like if you know Laura Piana, you'll want to know also Vitaly Barberis Kononenko. It's in that class of like quality. One of my favorite things to find. So this is going to Clayton in Brentwood, California. Shipping clear across the country. $7.45 is the shipping label on these. Because this is shipping at a 15-ounce rate, so just under a pound. Next up is a Tommy Bahama trucker hat. Got a little dust on it. So I paid $4 a piece for these Tommy hats. They're not a good seller, but I don't care. They trickle out the door. This one sold for $16.20. As you can see, I have other Tommy hats up there too. They trickle. So brand new with tags, kind of a cool one. It says golf club on it. Little mesh back, snap back. Get this all boxed up. And a lot of these hats are multi-quantity too, which makes it easy to list. eBay gets about 10% for most categories. The merchant account provider processes takes 2.5 plus that. There you go. Good stuff. You got a good fees update right there. Do a quick little box resize here. And this is going to Clint. Thank you, Clint. Hope everyone's off to a good start to your week. Hope your Christmas shopping is done or close. Some of you men out there probably haven't started yet. Thank you, Clint. Going to Winchester, Kentucky. How much of your revenue gets put back into buying, and how much do you save? So I take out a salary from my business every single month. So everything that's left after my salary goes back into the business. eBay, and what am I don't sell that. So I've already got to that one. Next up is a Patagonia. Patagonia men's size small. This sold for $21. This is called the Micro D, which is one of my favorite names for an item. It's literally called Micro D, quarter zip fleece pullover. This is a women's size small, sorry. Very, very lightweight, not like one of the better seller in Patagonia's. This sold for $21 on a best offer. Like really, really lightweight. Like this is a fleece, but this is shipping at an 8-ounce rate to give you an idea like how lightweight this is. So not like a super in-demand Patagonia item. Some Patagonia fleeces will sell for over $100, but it all comes down to the model. The Micro D just doesn't get that much money. No surprise there. Nobody wants a Micro D, right? What's a good way of determining a salary on a business like this? I don't know if I have like any. I mean, it's just going to be, how much do you need for salary? You know, like what do you need to pay your bills and stuff? I don't know that, like, I'm not trying to be dodgy, but just to be honest with you, like that's just something that you'll have to figure out with your family. Like how much do you need to take home in order to, you know, pay all your bills and all that stuff. So I guess that'd be like a really personal sort of thing. It would depend. I don't know like about your sales and stuff either. And, you know, depend on like how much do you want to invest too, like in your so I don't know. There's just too many variables for me to say. I'd say look at all your personal finances, look at your business finances, how much you're bringing in each month, and you're going to have to sort of thread the needle and make a call. But I don't know that I have like what I do, or I don't know that would be helpful to your conversation because you got to have your own sort of, you know, formula inputs there. Micro D was your nickname in college? Dang. Dang. I'm just going to leave that right there. I don't even know what to say about that. All right, the bin is overflowed. We are now outside of the bin. So here's an example. Like that Patagonia was $21, and it took 6 months to sell. But this Patagonia took, I think, a day to sell or 2 days to sell, and it sold for $32.40. So not all items from a brand are created equal. This is a Fjord flannel shirt, which is a really high sell-through rate item, really in demand. Of course, it's in season right now too. This Patagonia took, that Micro D took 6 months to sell. This Patagonia flannel took 2 days to sell, and it sold on a nifty best offer of $32.40. So I think that means I had this listed for $35.99, and Nifty sent a 10% off offer to Emilio after he watched the item, and we got that sale done nice and quick, 2-day sale. So thank you, Nifty, for the assist on that. So this is going to Emilio. This flannel was my size too. I had to resist the urge to keep it. I was like, no, I don't really want this flannel $32 bad. I'd rather take the $32, but it wasn't my favorite colorway either, to be honest with you. There's a softball setup, yeah, for sure. Oversharing, yeah, that's funny. I appreciate the laugh. Yes, this is my full-time gig, vegan. I've run this business now for 7.5 years out of the house, and it has been full-time for 5 years. Actually, about a week ago was my 5-year anniversary of being full-time with this business. And I'm not trying to be dodgy about your questions. Your questions are really good questions about, like, you know, how much to reinvest into the business, how much to keep. Those are all really great questions, but it doesn't mean that I'm going to have good, helpful answers for you. I think you are asking the right things. But if I don't know, I'll be the first one to say, I'm not sure. Next up is a Brooks Brothers. This sold really fast too, and this is in that Glen plaid pattern, which I'm telling you is getting really hot right now. So how long did this take to sell? This took 7 days to sell on this Brooks Brothers. It's not even a great size. It's a men's size 15.5 by 34, which is really similar to a men's size medium. So Brooks Brothers Regent fit, but you see that Glen plaid pattern right there? It's non-iron, Supima cotton, all that stuff. 7 days to sell on this, and it sold full asking price, $20.99. Going to Nashville, Tennessee. Shipping label is going to cost me $4.91, so I'll make a couple bucks off shipping too. So end up making probably about $14 on the shirt, 13, 14. I sold it in less than a week. It's awesome because I'll pay the credit card bill on that item. I'll pay that. January the 15th. But these profits will already be in my bank account tomorrow because I get paid from eBay every Tuesday is my schedule. So I'll have the profits tomorrow already. I won't pay the credit card for another month, a month from today. 15.5 34 is most popular size in the resale shops here. Nice. I've sold 169 Brooks Brothers items this year. 169, such a steady mover. There you go. I'd have to look at how many I've sold. Let's just take a look. I bet you I'm in a similar ballpark. I bet you beat me though. 133. So you got me by about 36 items. So you're crushing it with your Brooks Brothers. I love it. Good stuff. And all right, next up. I like it. I like it. This sold really quickly too. A lot of really quick sales. I'm glad I was active listing over the weekend because just stuff was selling really quickly. Now we had some slow movers go out the door too, but don't get me wrong. There's a mix, but a lot of this one sold overnight again. Like how many times have I said this sold overnight? Sold one day. And this is a Y2K vintage Woolrich. You can kind of see part of the tag sticking out right there with a buffalo plaid. So nice little sale here, $25. Hold on, wait for it. Yeah, $24.99 on a best offer. I think I had it listed for like $28.99. And I think that was my counter offer was $24.99. I think they started at 20 or something like that. This is going to Noble. Noble is in Napa, California. So I charged $8.95 shipping on this one, and it's going to cost me $9.74 to ship it to California. So I'll lose about 80 cents on the shipping label on this one. But the last couple of sales, we actually made a couple bucks each. So it all kind of balances out, comes out in the wash, so to speak. Nifty has been huge. My top 5 brands, I wouldn't have guessed were my top 5 brands. It's pretty insightful to have. Yeah, you got to love those analytics. They're fun to look at too. And they also help you make informed decisions about your business based on data, not just based on hunches, right? So I'm a fan. I don't talk about the analytics enough in Nifty, but some people would pay a separate subscription just for analytics, which is kind of, if you think about all the different things that Nifty offers between AI listing, the cross listing, automation tools, and the analytics, that could be 4 different subscriptions, right? With 4 different costs attached to them and 4 different logins. It's all in one thing. It's pretty crazy. Can't say enough good stuff about it. Next up is I always wished, like I said for years, and I would talk to Jason Hayes and Wayne K-Way about these things all the time. And I'd be like, why can't just one of these tools come out that has all the things built into one? So I don't have to have an automation tool, and I don't have to have a separate cross-listing tool, and analytics separate. Why can't they make something that just does all those things? And at the time, I wasn't thinking about AI listing because that was just not a thing yet. But now it also has the AI listing all built into one login, one subscription, one monthly payment. It all just works seamlessly together. That's, to me, is huge. I can't tell you how many times I used to ask for that. We just have one thing that does everything, and that's what Nifty is for our business. So this was a slow mover, and I actually sold 2 of these this weekend. So this is a G4 quarter zip pullover, bright pink right here. This sold on a best offer of $55 plus $6.95 shipping on this one. This is a retail arbitrage pickup. I don't remember how much I paid for these. My guess is I probably paid $30 for it, but I don't remember. So this sold for $55. I sold another one too, I think for a similar price. This is going to John Derrick. We're going to Auburn, California. Shipping label is going to be $6.37. So I'll make about 60 cents off the shipping label. Their expense tracking is amazing too. No more tax prep panic. Have all the data ready through the year. Yeah, I love it. I'm with you on that. Welcome in Apartments. How does that work on shipping? It is because you put in, the weight you put in is more. I have gotten refunds for shipping. Not sure why. So I don't get refunds for shipping. What I'm talking about is I use flat rate shipping prices. So an item like this, I charge $6.95 for all shirts. $6.95 is my shipping price. So then when I go and buy the shipping label, depending on the weight and where it's going, it's going to be different prices. So this one was $6.95 is what I collected, but the shipping label to California was $6.37. We're going to do another one that's the same weight as this one, and the shipping label is going to be $5.09 because it's not going as far, right? So that's what I'm talking about, is the difference between what the buyer paid for the label and then what I'm paying USPS for the label. It's not going to be exact because I use flat rate shipping. I don't use eBay's calculated shipping. All the kids want quarter zips. I'm surprised that sat. I probably just had a price too high, to be honest with you. And it's like a crazy bright color. What do we got? Land's End. This is still on the rack, I think. Where did I put that? Oh, here it is. I hung it over here and I forgot about it. So you already know my fondness for these Land's End goose down pieces right here. So Land's End, modern tag, women's size XL petite, size 18. Yep, XL petite. And this sold for $24. I paid $5 for this at a thrift store. Been selling a lot. I mean, anything like puffer lately is obviously selling really well. Do you alter nifty AI titles? I found it's not great, at least for me, recognizing specific stuff. Yeah, I usually make like a couple of tweaks to each one for sure. Absolutely. It's definitely gotten better. And they did their most recent update, like I want to say it was like 2 weeks ago. My timing on that could be off, but I think it was like 2 weeks ago they did their most recent update. And I kind of like it's doing a little bit of a better job. It shortened up the descriptions a little bit too, which I thought helped. I think that's one of those things that's just going to continue to get better over time. So this is going to Goodwin, Florida. Little puffer vest going to Florida. I guess they got some cold snaps down there. This is going to Lars. Thank you, Lars. And that's one thing I appreciate about Nifty too, is they're behind the scenes, they're tinkering, they're making updates to the product as you would expect them to do, like any product. When you add something new like AI listing, and it's kind of like a brave new world out there with AI, right? And it's kind of evolving pretty quickly. So it's good to see them kind of tinkering behind the scenes, because with every update they make to the platform, right, you can project like, all right, they'll probably do another update here in, next month or something, and it'll be even a little bit better. And what's this going to look like a year from now? Like how ridiculously good is this AI going to be? It's just got to take some like updates and revisions, and it'll just get better and better. You're welcome, Roxanne. You're welcome, Ronald. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're doing well. We still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items still left to go out the door. We're working on eBay now. Poshmark's done. Mercari's done. Most of our coffee orders are done as well. And if you're just jumping in too, I have to remind you, I got to repeat myself a little bit. We are secretly running 15% off everything on our website, on our coffee website. I just dropped the link right there. All you got to do is enter code winter15 for 15% off. And that's 15% off coffee, 15% off merch. We are still shipping. It should get there before Christmas, because it's, they're saying the cutoff for Ground Advantage is the 17th this year. So if you're ordering a gift or ordering something for yourself, you should have it before Christmas. But enter the code winter15 for 15% off. We ran this deal over the weekend. We sold a ton of coffee over the weekend, but I told people it ended Sunday at midnight. Well, I'm telling you that I'm running it through Tuesday. So nobody else knows unless they're in this live or they're watching the record. If you're watching the recording of this live, you have until Tuesday at midnight to get that 15% off. We typically run sales 4 times a year, and that's when we launch our new light roast. So we just launched our winter light roast. So we typically do 10% off whenever we launch a new coffee, but this time I did 15% off. I was feeling generous. It's the holidays, right? So we're doing 15% off. You can get this coffee, our light roast, just launched. Our first roast was on Thursday, but you can also get any of our coffees, and everything was roasted this past Thursday. And we did so well this weekend that we're actually roasting more coffee today. It's happening as we speak. So some of you will get coffee that's roasted. If you put in an order today or on Tuesday, you'll get coffee that was literally roasted on Monday. I just emailed in my order, or I guess you don't email it. I entered it into the order thing this morning, and they're working on it. So pretty excited about that. Doesn't get any fresher. Next is I paid $20 for this on clearance. I bought a handful of these. Look at that. Polo Bear. If you have any questions, by the way, about the coffee, just let me know down below in the chat. Or if you need a recommendation on what coffee is the best for you, if you haven't tried our coffee before, just let me know what you currently drink. Like what brands, what roast do you typically drink? If you rotate between a couple different ones, just let me know, and I'll give you a recommendation on what I think you should try from our coffee. But yeah, questions, drop them. I love talking coffee. So let me know. So this sold for $45 on a best offer. Men's size, 2 extra large. I think this is my last one of these. Whenever I can find Polo Bear stuff at a good cost on clearance, I pick it up. It always sells. I always get a ton of lowball offers on these two. Like people that want these for like $20 or $25. The retail is $69.50, but I always sell them usually pretty close to the price that I want to sell them for. I think I listed this for $49.99, accepted the offer at $45. But I can't tell you how many lowball offers I got, like $20-$25 for this t-shirt. I could sell this t-shirt used $20-$25 pretty easily, but I got my 45. Sometimes you just gotta be patient. But this is the last one out the door. It's going to Rita. Thank you for your order, Rita. Going to Fort Worth, Texas. We've had some long lives lately. You know, it's Q4. Sales have been good. I've been noticing too lately, I don't know if you've been noticing this, I can go most of the day and be pretty slow with sales, and I could be like, man, it's gonna be like a pretty crappy day. And then at night, like the orders just start kind of like trickling in, and by the time I wake up the next morning, I'm like, dang, yesterday was good. So I've had that happen a lot lately. And yesterday, gosh, I was like, it's kind of slow. Like Saturday was good, but yesterday I was like, it's been slow today. And then what did end up yesterday? I had 19 sales yesterday. Like it was just funny. Like it just sort of like the floodgates kind of opened in the evening, like around dinner time. And, you know, stuff was still selling while I was sleeping. So it's just kind of weird how that happens. We got a pair of Levi's 501s. I bought 2 of these. Both of them were size 30 by 30. I found them on a fresh rack at a thrift store, I think a couple weeks ago. The first pair already sold, and that's gone. Here's the second one. Yep, 18 days ago. So just about 3 weeks ago. So first one sold pretty quickly. I think it sold within a couple of days, and then this one took 18 days to sell. So this one sold on a best offer. I take that back. It sold for full asking price, $23.99. Levi's 501, the button flies. The legendary 501 button fly going to Steven. Welcome in, everybody. Hope you're doing well. If you haven't hit that like button, I would encourage you to do so. It just helps. It helps invite more people into the conversation. If you haven't said hello down below in the chat, that helps out too. I love hearing from you. I love hearing what's going on in your business. Share it down below. If you had cool sales, I want to hear about it. If you learned about a new brand, a new bolo, I want to hear about that stuff too. I learn more from y'all than I teach, I swear. And I appreciate it. Thank y'all for always engaging in the conversation. Meg is in the house. What's up, Meg? Appreciate you, Meg. I got your coffee order out on Saturday, so it is en route. You probably already got your shipping confirmation. Probably already know that, but thank you for supporting our small little business. It means a lot to me. One of our best customers. Next up is, I should say best. I mean, you are the best. You are like the best. But one of our most consistent customers, you probably bought more coffee from me than all but a handful of humans. So I appreciate that. It means a lot. Levi's corduroys here. So these are the Levi's like XX chinos, and I can't show you the logo because it's on, or the label, it's on the inside, but they're corduroy. Levi's corduroy is always a good pickup for me. These ones sold on a nifty best offer, $24.30. So I think that means I had them priced at $26.99. Yeah, $26.99. And Reagan came in and liked or watched this item on eBay, and Nifty sent a 10% off offer. 10 minutes later, boom, Reagan accepted that offer. Done deal. Easy money. Going to Durham, North Carolina. I paid $5 for these, and again, sold for $24.30. So probably like a probably a $17 profit, because I'm going to make a few dollars off the shipping here too. So back-to-back Levi's right there. I am over 200 Levi's sold on the year. I think I'm at like 207, I want to say now, on the year for Levi's. It's freaking a lot of Levi's. Out the door on those. I saw that, and thank you. You're very welcome. And I think you know I'm sincere. I really appreciate your biz and you supporting our tiny little business over here. This is another quick seller. I had so many quick sellers. I'm so glad I was active listing the last few days. So this Orbis, or no, that's not the right one. It's over here. That's an LLB. This is that Orbis. I just did a video about this last week. This was in like that look really hot rack Orbis, and it's got the elbow pads. It's a wool blend, elbow pads, cardigan, grandpa core, if you will. Nice seller here. So $39.99 on a best offer, and I think it took 2 days to sell. Sorry, it took 3 days to sell on this one. So nice, quick freaking sale there. This is what everybody wants. Wool, cardigan, elbow patches, plus these little pockets right here, little grandpa pockets. You can put your snacks in there. Really good seller right now. This is one of those things where, like, Orbis is a brand that sells well for me, but this is one of those types of items that you can pick this up in a brand that's even kind of mediocre, but with this style being so hot right now, you can still sell it even in a mediocre brand. Cable knit, I should mention too. That's another good keyword for this one. It's basically got everything you want. It's like the quintessential sweater. Wool, cable knit, elbow pads, cardigan, and the grandpa pockets for snacks. Like, this is it. Does it get better than this? Is there something that's more in style than this piece right here? Genuinely asking. So 40 bucks on this. I paid $5 at the thrift store, 3 days to sell. I won't even pay this credit card bill until January the 15th, but I'll have the profit in my bank account tomorrow. My eBay payment is on Tuesdays. Welcome in, y'all. Love to hear about how your business is going. What did you sell this weekend? What did you find? Or what did you learn? I like all those things. All right, this is going to Dylan. Thank you, Dylan. I'll take your stuff off the screen. Welcome in, y'all. Great time to ask questions. The chat just got quiet. Good time to sneak in your question. There are no dumb questions. I'm sure whatever question you're thinking about but you don't want to ask, there's probably 10 other people who are thinking the same thing right now. Don't be shy. I gotta print out some more. I did my shipping labels in 2 batches. I went and pulled a lot of orders last night because it was going to be 12 degrees this morning. So I was like, I don't want to spend all that much time out in the garage Monday morning. So orders this morning, but got most of them done last night. I gotta print these labels. There it is. Toby. I print them off my thermal label printer. I make them, if that helps. Toby. All right, so this first order, full asking price sale, $59.99. This is a Polo Ralph Lauren, men's size 2 extra large tall, brand new with tags, $138 retail on this. It's got the pony on the chest. You just won't be able to see it. Nice gingham check pattern right here. Again, big size 2 extra large tall. I spent $30 for this. It sold for $59.99 on today. Just a retail clearance pickup. Love buying and selling polo, especially both new and used. I was gonna say especially new, but I like selling them both equally. I do like picking up multi-quantity brand new with tag polo better, but I don't think I had multi on this. I think it was just one. Let's talk about the finances of an item like this. So I'll tell you exactly how much money I made. Let me click on the order details here. All right. So buyer paid $59.99 plus $6.95 shipping plus some sales tax. So after my eBay fees of $9.58 and the shipping label that was $5.71, that leaves me with $51.65. I paid $30 for this item, so I made $21.65 in profit off this. So I paid $30 to make $21.65 in profit. I know that some people don't like that math, but I love that math. $21.65 is great profit. I'll take that every time. And Polo Ralph Lauren is just such a good, consistent seller. I'm not going to get stuck with that item, especially a big size like that, 2XL tall. So for me, I love picking those up. Maybe it's not for you, but it's for me. Next up is a Cody James. You know, this is not a great seller. I don't pick up a lot from this brand, Cody James. It's like a Western wear kind of dealie. But I picked this one up because you can see it's got the Western pearl snaps right there. And it's got this like chambray weave. So I put in like keywords, chambray, cotton, Western pearl snap with a little heather blue color to it. So $18.99 on this one. I think that was my full asking price on that. It's kind of like a borderline brand. If I could pick them up for $1 or $2, I think I'd do that pretty consistently. But my thrift stores charge $5 for shirts, so it's kind of borderline. But I will pick up some of them if they, the style just hits right. And I felt like that style hit right. Listed a pair of Red Wing boots this morning while drinking my coffee pod. $15, sold for $100 plus shipping in about 2 hours. That's awesome. My question is, do you or can you use Nifty for shoes? Absolutely. Actually, I love Nifty for shoes because if you take a photo of the tag of the item, or even if you take a photo if it's like new in box, it'll actually like read the style number and we'll put that in there like the style name for you. It'll put it like right into it. So see if I have an example like right here. Like this pair of Nikes right here says Airspan 2 on it. Like the Nifty AI listing will pick up that Airspan 2. It'll read that off your photos. But if you take a photo of the inside tag that has that style number, it'll do the same thing. Even if it didn't say Airspan right there, it would pick it up based on that Nike style number, which is pretty cool. So it makes listing shoes really quick. Because, not every shoe has like the model written right on it. So you have to go like look it up based on the style number. Like Nifty like does all that for you, which is really rad. Brand new K-Juice vest, Peter Millar vest, and Vuori. Glad I stopped. Good grabs. If I knew that I could get those 3 things at a thrift store, I'd be at one right now. So nice job with that. Glad you got some good stuff. Where's the best place to put keywords when creating the listing? Danny, I use Nifty's AI listing tool. So it puts it like it does all that stuff for me. I'm not really like choosing where it goes, but I'll bring up a listing here so you can see what it does. Cool. I'll share my screen right here. So this is a mizzen and main shirt that we're about to ship this one out actually. So good timing here. So this is the item. So all I did with Nifty is I loaded in my photos, including the measurements right here, and a photo of like the style number. Nifty will read that too. But anyway, so I enter all that stuff in, and this is what Nifty puts down in the description. The only thing I entered was this right here. I just have like a hotkeys that I enter in, and it will automatically, like on my keyboard, it's a shortcut and it automatically puts that in. So I think I hit asterisk AI, and that's what it types out. And this is where it like puts a whole bunch of keywords down here. So for me, it's the keywords you want everywhere. You want them in the item title, but you also want them in the listing too. This helps with item searches on eBay and Poshmark and all that stuff. It's not just searching your item title, it's searching the description too. So this is all created by Nifty. The only thing I added was this piece right here, that condition details. And I just have like little shortcut hotkeys that I use so that I don't have to like type a lot of stuff into. So hopefully that helps. Why do people donate $200 vests with tags is mind blowing. Yeah, I don't know. That's awesome though. You're welcome, brother. Or mostly for clothing. Hopefully that helps, Parrot Head Picker. Let me know if you have follow-up questions to that. Sold a pair of Vuori leggings for $33 that I paid 25 cents for at a garage sale. Nice, Josh. I love that. Love selling Vuori. Love it, love it, love it. I told Surfs this morning that I set my 2026 goal to do $100,000 or more. So now I'm getting organized and ready to go. Nice. Faith, what do you what should you finish 2025 at? Like what's your projection for the last couple of weeks? Like what do you got to end 2025 at? So then like to give me an idea of like how much your 2026 growth is going to be to hit that 100,000. But that's an awesome goal. I am 100% here for that. I love it. I can't wait to hear your updates as you approach it. That's really cool. So here's that Miz in the main shirt right here. And you could see it read the pattern, I don't know how it did this, but like it knew that this was the Control-Alt-Delete pattern. I don't know how. Anyway, put that right into the item title and the description. I didn't even know when I looked at it that's, yeah, I'm not even sure how it knows that. But kind of a weird pattern, right? So Miz in the main sold for best offer $24.99. This took 31 days to sell, so it took a month to sell. I paid $5, sold for $24.99. This is like just a classic. Like so many of my sales are bought it for $5, sold it for $24.99. Like I basically built a business off that. Some of them are $20.99, some of them are $19.99. But there's a whole lot like in that range. Not everything has to be a banger. I mean, believe me, if I could find $100 items all day, all night, sure, I'd rather sell those. But take what your market gives you, learn whatever your market has, and then build your business around what works, what you can find. And we built our business around a whole lot of 5 into 25. I should call it that. Like, what's your business? 5 into 25. 5 into 25. Just a ton of that stuff. Of course, we have some heavy hitters too. But next up is another one of those G4s. This one sold for $54.98. He sat around for a little while. I had a handful of them, I think 5 or 6, and then the last 2 sold this weekend. So $54.98 on this one. The other one sold for $55 even, so about the same thing. Buyer paid $6.95 shipping. I think I paid $30 a pop for these, but honestly, I don't remember. I just enter my cost of goods by the month based on my receipts. I don't do it like each individual item. Now my thrifted items are all like flat rate, so those are typically $5 each, or jackets are $7. So I can give you those numbers, but sometimes I don't remember these retail arbitrage prices, which obviously vary pretty widely. But my guess is I probably paid around $30 for these on clearance. So that's out the door. Next up, LL Bean. 100% cotton quarter zip. Kind of like a tight knit quarter zip with a mock neck right there. Kind of a heavy knit sweater right here. $24.99 on a best offer. $24.99. I'd buy that hoodie. It was a quarter zip. But your point remains. For 2025, I think I'm done $15,000 because of moving from Florida and a lot of health reasons. Got it. So that's a pretty big jump, 15 to 100. It's ambitious. I am here for that jump, and I'll be rooting you on for sure. I paid $20 for it, but still. What did you pay $20 for? Oh, for the vest? Yeah, I'd pay $20 for that too. I already got that one. Good afternoon, Frenchie. What's new, brother? So here's another 5 into 25. That's like that's the business in a nutshell. 5 into 25. I don't know if I had any. Did I have any like home runs that we shipped out today? I don't feel like there was like any big profit items. I feel like it was all. I mean, we had some good stuff like $40, 5 and a $40 Orbis sweater. But I don't feel like there was like really big home run items. Yeah, like it's a whole. Yeah, there was some $30 and $40 sale prices. Oh, that Peter Millar Essex vest. That's a pretty good one. I sold for $67 and I paid $5 for it. So that's a pretty good one. I'd call that a home run. 5 into 67. But honestly, just a lot of 5 into 25 kind of day today. I'm here for it. Can't wait for that fresh coffee to get here. It'll be the freshest in town. Appreciate your order. We shipped that out, Frenchie. I think that went out on Saturday, if I remember right. It was either Friday or Saturday that order went out for you. So thank you, brother. Should be well on its way. Have you ever bought a K-Juice vest? I don't know if I've found the vest, but I've bought K-Juice stuff before. I can't remember off the top of my head if it's been a vest or a jacket, or I know I've had a lot of shirts. Vest? I don't know if I found a vest. I'm not sure. I'll be honest. No, the 5 into 20. If you made a hoodie, got it. 5 into 25. Yeah, I'll think on that one. I like it. 5 into 25. I mean, that's like this business, right? If you're a clothing reseller, unless you're just like doing vintage heaters or something like that, like you're gonna do a heck of a lot of 5 into 25. I mean, that's a pile. A bin and a pile of 5 into 25, basically, right there, and a couple heaters in there too. That Peter Millar vest. We got an Amazon sale going out the door. This is actually a good sale. I paid $6.50 for this on clearance. Dockers Signature Iron-Free khakis, $6.50 on clearance, and they sold for $40.98 on Amazon. Now, Amazon has free shipping, so I got to pay for the shipping label here, but that's still pretty good, especially considering I don't need to take any photos. I don't have to do any measurements, right? All I do is scan the UPC. I put in a SKU number. I enter the price, and I hit submit, and the item's listed. So, really a good sale right there. I'll take that all day. And how long did it take to sell? I bought that on October the 1st. So a month. What's that? A month and 2.5 months. But again, no measurements, no photos. Pay $6.50. Sold for $40. I am here for it. I always see you in flannels. It's because I always wear flannels, especially this time of year. What did I miss? It's pretty good right now. Yeah, absolutely. I love K-Juice. Or I think the way that you pronounce that is not K-Juice. It's pronounced like, I forget. It's a strange way to pronounce it, but it's not the way. It's not like phonetic. I'm pronouncing it wrong. But I think that's how most people pronounce it, but it's incorrect. But anyway, yes, it's a great brand. I like grabbing that stuff. We bought an estate in Indiana, tons of women's vintage Orbis new tags. That's interesting. Really cool. Is that your first time like buying you bought a whole estate? Is that your first time doing that? That's pretty cool. That's going to be a fun experience. Probably a learning experience too. This is going UPS ground, so I got to put that out there so I don't mix those up. Y'all, and if you're just jumping into, I know I've mentioned this a few other times if you've been on the live for a while, but we are running 15% off our coffee. We ran it all this weekend. If you're on our email list, you probably already knew about that. But we told everyone that sale ended last night at midnight. But for y'all, I've extended it to Tuesday at midnight for all y'all on the stream. You're the only people I'm telling. I'm not telling my email list about this. I'm only telling you. So if you're watching this live or you're watching the replay, if you get your order in by Tuesday at midnight and you enter this code at checkout, it's winter 15. You got to enter that code at checkout. You will get 15% off your whole order, coffee, merch, whatever your choice, and or both. We got some orders going out with both. Thrifting is my cardio haul bag right here. Those you can get for 15% off too. And actually, we got a couple of coffee orders going out the door. Let's churn those out. We're in the home stretch, y'all. Got some orders I think that have come in since we've been live, so I'll look at those in a minute. But let's get our orders out for people who have ordered coffee over the weekend. Some of them. We had a really good coffee weekend. So we got a peak taster pack going out to Paula. So Paula's getting one each of the light, the medium, and the dark roast. Chester, South Carolina. Paula, get in on the 15% off action. Thank you, Paula. We'll get you all packed up. So the peak taster pack, one of each. Nice little gift, if I do say so myself. If you want to get an order in for a gift, you can tell me exactly what to write on that thank you note too. So you can get your holiday shopping done right now. Just get them a bag or 2 or 3 bags of coffee, and I'll ship it right to their front door. Just put in their address and just let me know in the chat on this live what you want me to put on that thank you card. If you're not watching this live and you're watching it on the replay, you can just write in the notes section of your order, and I will write whatever you write in that note section. I will put on the thank you card. So if you're doing a gift, it's done. Your holiday shopping just done just like that. And if you get your order in during this live, we'll ship it out during the live too. That's always fun. If you have questions about coffee, I am here for it. Finally, I feel like it's warming up in the house. 12 degrees here in Asheville. Low this morning, but the sun is out. It's probably in the 30s by now. We're supposed to get up to like 40 today. So thank you, Paula. 3 bags of coffee coming your way. Happy holidays to you and your family. I appreciate your business. Means a lot to me. You're fired. I missed the sale by a day. No, you're fired. We watched the winter light roast this week. So every time we launch our new seasonal, we always do a little sale. And this year we did it 15% off. Do your sales go down a lot after the first of the year? They actually go down a lot after the 17th. I typically see that because that's like, you can't really order something after the 17th and have it in time for Christmas. So I typically see either the 17th or the 18th. I see a fall off of sales, and it's slow, usually for like 8, 9, 10 days. And then, once people get their holiday money and they kind of get back into the routine, they start buying again. Maybe they got their gift cards and all that stuff. I don't know. And then January is usually a pretty good month. February sucks, but January is usually a solid month for me. Not a great month, not a bad month, just good solid average, maybe above average some years too. So just kind of depends. Every year is a little bit different based on the economy or based on like what my mix of inventory is. How much do I have the right stuff that people are buying? I do suggest that people discount your like wintertime stuff. Start to discount that in January, because once February comes, people are freaking done buying winter stuff by and large. You'll still sell winter stuff, but you'll see it slow down. So January is a good time to discount your winter stuff, or else you'll be sitting on it. Or you'll discount it in March and it'll be too late. So you're kind of better off. I've started discounting like seasonally a little quicker in recent years, because if you kind of miss it, then you're stuck with that item for a while, or you have to deep discount it. What metas do you use? I use the Meta Oakley's, Alex. All right, so that's an order for Paula. What else do we got? We got more orders going out. We got an order from my friend Abby in Knoxville. Thank you, Abby. Abby's been a long-time coffee customer of ours, long-time follower, longtime friend. I appreciate your business, Abby, if you're watching the live. And if you get a coffee order in during the live, just let me know down below in the chat. That way I'll stop what I'm doing and I'll get your order packed and shipped for you, just in case I miss it coming in. Sometimes the notifications don't pop up. Like I just got a couple orders. So Natalie and Jacqueline, thank you so much for your orders. I'm going to stop what I'm doing and get your orders out since I know you're here on the live. So thank you. Natalie or Jacqueline, are you here? Let me know. I just saw your orders walk in. We get a Black Mountain Dark Roast going out to Natalie. Awesome, Natalie. You're going to enjoy nice creamy body, a little hint of like dark chocolate with this, some roastiness, and then even a little bit of jammy fruit as it cools down too. Really complex dark roast. It's not like your typical dark roast, which is just dark, roast. You know, it is just a nice, smooth, complex, creamy cup of coffee. It's awesome. It's a blend of 3 organic fair trade beans from Honduras, which gives it some nice variety, some nice life. It's really interesting cup of coffee. Natalie got her 15% off on this order, so thank you, Natalie. If you're in the chat, let me know. But I think you're going to enjoy this cup of coffee. We've done a lot of coffee sales this weekend, and I'm really grateful for it. Supporting our small business. Happy holidays to you, Natalie. Natalie, you're going to get a shipping confirmation in your inbox with tracking information in just a moment here. When do you start posting summer items like shorts? Everything's posted when I get it. So the answer is I already started. And Jacqueline, we'll get your order out right now too. Thank you so much. Let me know if you're in the live too. It's always fun to ship to you when you're in the live. So Natalie, you got a shipping confirmation in your inbox right now, faster than Bezos. Estimated delivery, it's going all the way to California. Estimated delivery is the 22nd. So it is going out the door today for you, Natalie. Appreciate you. Yep, that's my coffee. Anza girl. Yep, gotcha. Cool. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. And again, if you're doing a gift for somebody, just let me know down below in the chat, and I can do a note for you, like directly to them, like a gift note. Just let me know exactly what to write on the thank you card, and I will do that. And if you're watching on the replay, just put it in the notes section of your order, and I'll do the same thing. You can do a custom thank you note, custom holiday note, whatever you want. I will do it. Jamie, you just triggered one of my, I have like one of my automations. So you just triggered that. So you're going to get some information in your inbox about the free USPS supply. So hopefully that's helpful for you. I don't think you meant to trigger it, but you did. Can you tell me where you can buy the eBay seller? Jamie, I'm not sure. I don't understand your question. I'm not really sure where I can buy the eBay seller to lower my fees. I'm not sure what you're referring to. I'm sorry. Maybe you have to rephrase it. Maybe I don't understand your question. Yes, listed 3 shorts recently, and they have all sold. Nice chemo. Nice chemo. I like it. I like it. Found another great use for Nifty while thrifting. If I can see an item I don't find often, I can check my sold inventory in Nifty to calculate my own sell-through rate. Interesting. I like it, Dijon. That's smart. Never thought about doing that. Thank you so much, Natalie. Do you set minimum offer? I'm getting super low offers. I don't. I love getting offers. Offers are great. All these algorithms, Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, eBay, they all like activity. Activity is good. So I like offers, including low offers. I will counter offer those low offers to, again, more activity points, is a good thing. So no, I do not set a minimum offer. I like having the counters and all that stuff. I do sell women's clothes too. Probably about 10% of my sales maybe are women's clothes. That would be my guess. But mostly men's, but I'll do some women's too. We shipped out some women's clothes today. So if you want, Cheryl, this live is going to end here in a few minutes, and you can see everything we shipped out. As soon as this live is over, you can watch it as a replay. So you'll see everything that shipped out, including some women's items today too. Let's see. Cool, all caught up. Our next order is going to Jacqueline. So Jacqueline got, sweet. Jacqueline got a Thrifting is My Cardio haul bag. Nice. We'll get this shipped out for you. What a great gift, I think, for a friend of yours. It's a reseller or a thrifter. Get one of these haul bags. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. All right. Where do I got one? Here we go. So this is going out to Jacqueline. We're going to Lafayette, Georgia. Thanks so much. Thrifting is my cardio haul bag. Oh man, these are fun. So you can fit about 30 on average clothing items. Now, if you bought if there was 20 jackets in there, that's probably not going to fit. But you got a mix of shirts and jeans and jackets and sweaters and shorts and all that stuff, you can fit about 33 items in this haul bag. Or you can get 2 of them and you can super haul out, get 60 items in here. It's super lightweight cotton, and you'll get some comments and some high fives from this bag too. I always do. So it puts a smile on people's face. In your order, Jacqueline, put a smile on my face. So I appreciate you. Thanks for supporting our small little business here. And remember that the 15% off on the website that ends tomorrow at midnight, Tuesday at midnight, includes 15% off these bags too. So going to Jacqueline. That's what how many orders do you have to ship today? I think we were low 40s, upper 30s, something like that. It was a good weekend, brother. It was a really good weekend. How's your business over there, bud? This is what I'm talking about. Is there a way to lower that because my profits are lower because of that? Shoot. Yeah, I won't be able to see a picture. I'm sorry, Jamie. If you're asking about lowering your eBay fees, I'm not really sure how to answer that question. I don't know of a way to lower eBay fees. Maybe I'm missing your question. Maybe somebody in the chat notices that I'm not understanding your question right, but I don't know of a way to change or alter the eBay fees. I don't have a way to do that. Believe me, if I knew how to do that, I would do that, and I would tell you all about it. All right, Jacqueline, you got a shipping confirmation in your inbox. Thank you so much for your business. Thanks for supporting our tiny little business. It means a lot. It means a lot. And I think you'll enjoy this bag. Hopefully it puts a smile on your face, and maybe some fellow thrifters puts a smile on their face too. Thank you, Jacqueline. We're going to get back to some clothing orders in a minute here, but we have a couple more coffee orders going out the door. It was a really good weekend. I'd like to thank everybody. So we got an order going out for Patty. Patty's in Neptune Beach. We got, let's see. So Patty, your order is going to actually have to go out later today or tomorrow morning. We're getting another roast today. You got 3 bags of the peak season light roast. I just got 2 sitting here, but don't worry, I have more getting roasted as we speak. So I'll get that out to you ASAP for sure. And what do we got here? I got an order for, I think I can fulfill this one right now. Yep, my aunt Sharon and my uncle Jerry got themselves 2 bags of the light roast. We got them hooked on coffee a few months back. They've become really good customers of ours. So not hooked on coffee, we got them hooked on our coffee, which I really appreciate. So shipping this up to Boylston, Massachusetts, to my aunt and uncle. How fun is that? shipping coffee to the fan. It's great to have such a supportive, appreciative family. I never take it for granted. My aunt and uncle, Sharon and Jerry, are just awesome people. So I know they're probably not watching this live. They don't care about reselling. They're not looking for bolos and stuff, but I do appreciate them supporting our small business here. And they're on our email list, so they saw that 15% off email and got in on the deal. So that was awesome. Welcome in, everybody. Did I see Kelsey? Did I see you pop in? What's up, Kelsey? Thank you so much. Auntie Sharon, Uncle Jerry with an order. And that about does that. Now we're going to check what orders came in. What's up, Kelsey? Hope you're well. What's the latest up there in Boone? Y'all must have been cold, or was it just us? We were like 12 degrees was the low this morning. So, and boy, yesterday was crazy windy. I'm assuming you got some of that up there too. What do we get for activity while we've been live? We got some sales, I think. I thought I felt some cha-chings in here. Yep, got a pair of Lucky brand jeans. We can grab those. What do we got for offers? All right, we got a 511 tactical ripstop shirt right here. Long sleeve CCW shirt. Got an offer for $20. I got it listed at $24.99. I'm going to go ahead and accept that offer, and we'll get this order shipped out the door. So keep the good weekend rolling right into Monday. I paid $5 for that shirt. Got another offer. Got a Cricket golf polo. This is a good seller for me. I mean, it is kind of off season for this, but a short sleeve. I shouldn't call it a golf polo, more of like a casual polo. Oh, there's that notification for the sale. So $25.99 is the my price on this, and I got an offer for $19. So I'm going to go ahead and counter that at $22.99. It's a good price for this shirt. I've never sold one of these shirts for less than $22.99. So I'll go ahead and send that offer over as a counter. Done. And let's see what we got over on Poshmark. Maybe we'll close that deal. Maybe we won't. We did not get any new sales on Poshmark. Anna, thank you for your order. I saw that just roll in. Thanks so much. That's awesome. I got you. I'll stop what I'm doing in a second here. And I just want to see if I have any offers on Poshmark right quick. We do. Got a brand new pair of Levi's. You can see a little back and forth right here. I don't have a lot of wiggle room on these brand new tags Levi's, so that's why my counter offer there is so tight. Like they offered 20, I countered 33, they came back to 29. I'm just going to stay at 33. I just don't really have room to move on these, and they always sell for me at these prices. So I'm okay if I don't close this deal with Dana. I just, I pay good money for these pants. I usually pay like $12 to $14 is typically what I'm paying for these pants. So I just can't. I only have so much wiggle room. They're brand new with tags Levi's. They're like $60-something pants. If you want to get them for cheaper than 33, then I'm not your guy. It's just the way it is. Nothing wrong with that. Thrifting with Sunshine. Afternoon. How are you? Is that you, Anna? Thrifting with Sunshine? Is that you? That's awesome. I appreciate your order. That means a lot. That's really cool. Anna. Start nifty last week. Got our first Poshmark sale. Let's go. I know we talked about that. I know you're excited about Nifty and Poshmark. That's great. That's great, Frenchie. So my friend down in Lutz, getting on a 15% off deal. I appreciate that. So we got 2 bags of Hooper's Creek medium roast going out. Don't worry, we got some more clothing going. I'm going to go grab these garage. 2 bags of Hooper's Creek medium roast. And by the way, Anna, we're still donating $1.50 from every bag of our medium roast is being donated to families that were severely impacted by Hurricane Helene, who either lost their homes and have rebuilt their homes and are still in like financial distress. So thank you. $1.50 from each of these bags. You can do the math. That's $3 that we're going to donate directly to our neighbors who are still, they're back in their homes, but they're still financially rebuilding from having their homes totally destroyed, and they had to literally rebuild from the ground back up. So some of them had their homes gutted and they had to, ungut it. But this next family that we're going to bless is that they lost their entire home and had to rebuild. So that $3 is going directly to the family. There's no nobody getting rich off that. There's no like marketing department that's taking a piece of the action. There's no CEO that's taking a piece of that action. That full $1.50 from each bag is going to just go right down to this family that we've selected. So thank you so much, and thanks for your order, and you got 15% on top of that. So beautiful, beautiful stuff here. So we'll get this right out to Thrifting with Sunshine. Thank you, Anna. You all know the rules. If you get an order at our website in during the live, we stop what we're doing. We get that order shipped right out to you with a big dose of gratitude. So thank you, Anna. Thank you, Anna. Love that name too, Thrifting with Sunshine. It's awesome. You're going to get a shipping confirmation with tracking number in your email address or in your email inbox in just a moment here. Glad to help in some. Hey, that stuff adds up. It absolutely adds up. It's a big help. Just back from vacation cruise and had 8 sales to ship. Pretty decent since I reopened stores last night. That's awesome. Where was your cruise? Tell me more about that. I want to hear about it. Sourcing less and making more thanks to your wealth of knowledge. Oh, thanks. I'm glad to hear that. Cold and snowy. Oh, you got some snow. We didn't have any snow down these parts, but you're also got more elevation than us, as you know. All right, Anna, you got that shipping confirmation in your inbox right now. We have a neighbor who rides like a little Vespa, like to and from work every day, and he just went by on his Vespa. This is not a day I'd want to be riding a Vespa to and from work, but he rides it every day. Rain, snow, sleet, sun, cold, it don't matter. He's on that Vespa. He's bundled up though. I guess if you dress for it, it's fun. It still doesn't look fun. All right, Anna, you are heading out today. All these orders should arrive, and since you're only in Florida, this will arrive before Christmas for you. We're still ahead of that date. You should have it probably late this week, actually. MSC Grandiosa, new ship to the U.S. We took first U.S. sailing last week. Awesome trip out of Orlando. That's cool. That's cool. I hope you had a great time. It sounds like it. That's pretty awesome. It's a good time of year to, well, especially for us now that we got the cold. It's a good time to like start dreaming about like the Caribbean and that sort of thing. Yes, I'm in Fletcher, North Carolina, which is about 25 minutes south of Asheville. But yes. All right, let's go grab these orders. I'm going to get these out of the garage real quick. So you're going to have to talk amongst yourselves for a moment. And I'm going to pull these 2 orders. I think, is it 2? Yeah, I got 2 orders to pull. So I'll be right back. This will take me about maybe 2 minutes, and I'll be right back with you. All right, we're back. 2 orders. Get some thank you cards going. Get some shipping labels printed out. We'll be good to go. Went to Nassau, Ocean Cay, private item in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. It was 95 Wednesday in the DR. Hot but not humid. It was nice to be in the Caribbean in December 1st. Yeah, it's a good time of year because you're out of that. You're out of the, you're in the dry season, out of the wet season. So that's awesome. I'm sure you had a great time. Sounds like it would be hard to have a bad time. So that 511 shirt right here, that sold for $20. I paid $5. That's going to Gainesville, Georgia. That's weighing in at a 15 ounce right there. And this will be at a 2-pound rate. A pair of Lucky Brand jeans. Lucky Brand 221 original. These sold on a nifty best offer. So while we were live, John came in and liked these jeans, or watched these jeans, I'm sorry, on eBay. 10 minutes later, Nifty sent a 10% off offer. They accepted. That all happened while I was live. So no input from me. Nifty just doing work for me while I'm hanging out with y'all. So I'm a big fan of that. Get some shipping labels printed out here. Get these out the door. Lickety split. Print labels. G off. So first order is for Jeff. Jeff got 511 Tacticals. How do you ship baseball caps? I put them in a box, and I have the exact boxes that I use. There's 2 different boxes, and I have them both linked at this document right here. That's got all my shipping supplies, all my reseller supplies, everything we recommend. I update that every few months. I just updated it a few weeks ago. So, but it's got 2 different size boxes. One for low crown hats and one for high crown hats, and they're both linked directly right there. Hopefully that helps for you. We actually shipped out a hat earlier on this live, so if you watch the replay, you can see that exact process. I mean, it's not that exciting, but if you care. Do sales, offers, or coupons work best for you? They all work really well. I don't know that one's necessarily better than the other. It's all about sort of execution, I would imagine, but just sales, offers, or coupons. If I had to choose one of those 3, I would say offers if I had to choose one, but I think all 3 are a good idea. I don't do coupons though. If I've done them, I haven't done them in years, so I don't remember their effectiveness. That's just not something that I do, but I don't think it's a bad idea. Just because I don't do it doesn't mean it's not smart, but maybe there's somebody in the chat that uses coupons. I don't really use them. So these jeans are going to John. Thank you, John. John's in North Branch, Minnesota. You still have a moment if you want to get yourself a last minute coffee order. I can ship that out during the live. If you get it in on the replay or after this live, that's fine too. I'll get that shipped out either today or first thing tomorrow that will get out. But that's it. That's a wrap. I don't think I landed that other offer, or I haven't got a reply yet. Nope, I have not. So I think that's all. That's all we got to ship today. And I'll just double check the coffee website real quick. And those of you who got orders in during the live where I ran out of a couple of coffees, we'll get those shipped out to you either this afternoon or first thing tomorrow. We're getting more coffee roasted today. So some of you are going to get coffee that's literally being roasted as we speak right now, which is kind of crazy, kind of fun, kind of cool, I think. Well, appreciate everybody's support. Whether you just tap the like button here, hung out in the live, drop some, joys or some bolos or some pleasantries, that supports a lot too. If you hit the like button, if you hit the subscribe button, we appreciate all that stuff. But mostly just wish you have a great day. Hopefully you find some really great stuff over the next few days, and hopefully you have a great last few days of sales. Don't be alarmed if last few days of sales before the holiday drop off. Don't be alarmed if things slow down for you around December 17th, December 18th. People know that they're unlikely to get their orders shipped in time for the holiday. So every year I see a little pullback in sales, and it's usually a pretty significant pullback in sales for about 8, 9, 10 days, and then it starts to pick up again. And January is usually a pretty good month for me, but I always see a drop off. So it's like gangbusters until the 17th, and then I see a drop off, and that'll persist for 7, 8, 9, 10 days maybe, and then it will start to pick up again. That's what I experience. I'm sure this year will be pretty similar to past years, but every year can be a little different. But it's a pretty, I mean, it's just about clockwork. The 17th or 18th, it drops off every year. So wishing everybody an awesome week. Great sales, great finds, all that stuff. We'll see you again next week. I'm not sure if I'll be live on Monday or not. Next week's calendar is a little bit up in the air, but I'm going to try to get live at some point next week, whether that's Monday morning or not. I just can't say for sure right now. We got some moving parts, so to speak, but I'll see you soon either way. And obviously I'll be putting out content every single day, and I'll see you soon. Have a great week. And if I don't see you before the holiday, happy holidays, all that stuff. And men, boys, get your Christmas shopping done, will you? Or at least